I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
FM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Easy Media Group Station.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From TD Garden, it is Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, less than 24 hours removed from a dreadful performance in Ottawa, the Bruins try to shake it off and bounce back as they host the New York Islanders. Great to have you with us. Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. And tonight's storylines are brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, where dependability comes standard. Now, before we get to last night, some news today in the lineup. Hampus Lindholm reactivated off of injured reserve. He's ready to return tonight after missing 8 of the last 9 games with a lower body injury. To make room for him on the roster, Michael Callahan was sent back to Providence. And then just a few minutes ago, Marco Sturm telling the media that Mason Lohrei will be scratched tonight. Jonathan Aspero will make his Bruins and NHL debut on the back end tonight after he was called up from Providence this week.
Yeah, Aspero's going to play with a little bit of jam. He's he's a physical guy. He had a good training camp, actually. He stood out. He was a guy that you kind of noticed. He's not going to knock you. He's not going to go for points and anything like that. It's going to be more defensive, more physical, that type of thing. Look, for Mason Lohrei, it's nothing new. It's things we've been talking about for a while now. He has the offensive abilities to put up some numbers. I know he had 3 helpers the other day, and I don't want to diminish that. He fanned on a shot. The puck ended up in the back of the net with, a bank-in shot by Arvidsson. He had 2 secondary assists. Sometimes it's going to happen that way. That's great. You can't get clouded by looking at that. It has to be the overall game. And defensively, he said as much at the beginning of the year, before the year started. I want to be harder to play against in my own zone. I want to be better defensively. I want to be harder to play against. I need to make harder plays. The offense will take care of itself. Unfortunately, that has not happened. And that's an area that still needs to be better for him. And look, you don't want to single one person out for last night because it was a collective effort. It really was. It was not one person. He becomes the casualty here today. Other guys have been sat out. Middlestad's been sat out. He's responded. Husadinov's been sat out. He kind of responded. Other players have been sat out for a game here and there. They've responded. Now it's going to be up to him. He's going to be back in the lineup. Whether it's the next game or the game after, he's going to be back in there. But he needs to kind of hit a reset button and say, okay, what kind of player do I really want to be? And he's got the capabilities. He's 6'5". He's not thick, a big guy, but he's you can be physical without running guys through the boards, and that's what he has to find that line. And it's we've been talking about this since he's been here.
Sure.
He shows the offensive capabilities, but he needs to be a little bit better and a little bit harder in certain areas. And this is message sending by Marco Sturm and the coaching staff. Like, we can watch all the video. You can talk all we want. You can hear what your words are. We can hear what your comments are before the season. He said all the right things, but you got to see it, and it hasn't happened yet. And that's what they're trying to kind of get through to him. And I will emphasize, it's not just about him. it's collectively as a team that they need to be much better, but he ends up being the casualty here tonight.
Yeah, so we'll see what Jonathan Aspero can add to the lineup. We'll talk with Marco Sturm about those decisions.
Back in is big.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that throughout the course of the night as well, because he certainly has been missed on the back end, and but what he can provide really at both ends of the ice. Well, meantime, on to last night, which was a 7-2 loss up in Ottawa to the Senators, and Marco Sturm saying afterwards that the problems were evident early on in that game.
Yeah, no, I mean, just, again, execution, making plays, being ready. There's a few things going on, and, again, we just didn't, right from the start, we just way too many, and you can't win games like that and not having us, we talked about playing in their zone. We didn't get there because we couldn't really break out today.
I mean, I'm glad he's saying the same thing that we said last night. It was head-scratching watching them try to break out of their own zone last night. First period was just, they even early in the second period, the simplest of plays just were not made. And whether it was turnovers, whether it was getting stripped of pucks, whether it was wrong decisions, whether it was mishandling pucks, just the whole puck management trying to get out of their own zone. We're a little bit more emphatic than he was, that Marco Sturm was, but I couldn't believe what I was watching, and just like them trying to break out of their own zone, and they couldn't do it. And they can't establish a forecheck if you can't get out of your own zone. We were both surprised at the shots on goal, that Ottawa wasn't, 40-20 in that game, because the Bruins really had nothing going getting the puck out of their own end. So that's something we haven't seen. We've seen a little bit of it, but not a lot of it. Some of it's been defensive zone coverage, and that crept up yesterday as well, but it was a result of playing in your own zone the entire time. So, breaking the puck out, making smart decisions, having that good first touch, having support, having the communication, and then having the will to make sure you make the right play. Those all we'll see, how much. Like I said, they say all the right things, right? The embarrassing after the the Anaheim loss. I'm sure they're saying the same thing after last night's loss. Two games out of the last three where they've allowed 7 goals. They got to figure it out. You look in the mirror, you make a couple of changes on the defensive end of things, but they got to figure it out. Yeah,
and this is a team that is supposed to be built to play defense, right? And that has to be the strength.
Goaltending, team defense, hard to play against. Anything but 2 out of the last 3 games.
Well, also last night, something that stands out, the Bruins' penalty kill, which has been a strength of the team so far this season, gave up 4 goals on 5 Ottawa power play chances last night. First time in 7 years, by the way, Boston's allowed 4 power play goals in a regular season game. And Marco Sturm says the penalties just have to stop.
No, that's every game so far, I think. We're probably the worst penalized team in the league. So it finally caught up to us. That's just, I don't care. There's some, you can blame the ref wherever you want, but it's on us. If we're gonna do that and being in the box the whole time, and it's not gonna work. We're not gonna win a hockey game.
Yeah, I'm the first to defend them if it's a penalty that's called that really shouldn't be called. Sometimes that happens. Yeah. And you got to deal with that. The referee might see it a different way than we see it up here, or they see it. I didn't have any problem with the Bruins, like the calls last night. I think they deserved some of those calls, and they were penalties that could be avoided. You got a 3-1 game at the beginning of the third period, and 5 seconds into the period, you take a tripping penalty or an interference, whatever they call it. Right. It was tripping, hooking. You can't do that. And all of a sudden, the puck's in the back of the net. Now it's 4-1, start of the third period. You got all these hopes coming out for the third period that you're going to be able to salvage something here when you haven't played all that well in the first 40 minutes, and you put yourself shorthanded, and the puck's in the back of the net. And then it became garbage time.
Then things spiral from there.
It became garbage time after that. So, maybe it's good they allowed 4. Get in a garbage game at that point of the game. Get their attention a little bit instead of allowing 1 or 2 and saying, "Oh, we're okay." Some of the penalties that are taken, they're they're penalties that can be avoided. And, you know, Marco Sturm talks about where they are. They're 25th out of 32 teams in terms of the amount of penalties, the amount of minutes they've taken. But the amount of minors they've taken is right up there.
Yeah, I think they lead the league in minor penalties right now. You mentioned on that list of things they need to do, hard to play against. Morgan Geekie said after last night, they certainly weren't that.
I mean, I think, you know, myself included, we weren't good along the walls tonight. You know, we rely a lot on our wingers to get pucks out, especially the way we want to play fast. And, you know, and when we don't do our job or the D can't get it to us, I think it's just, you know, the perfect storm of things that go wrong. And, I mean, credit to them. They played a great game tonight, but we just didn't really help ourselves at all. So, I mean, we get, you know, half those pucks out that we don't. Maybe we play on their end a little bit more and things are different, but can't really change how we play tonight and just try to look to tomorrow.
Details, and you hear coaches talk about being connected. They were not connected last night, right? Whether it was the D, the forwards, as a group, as a whole, winning battles along the wall, making the right decisions with the puck, without the puck, getting the save when they need it. I mean, you go right down the line. They were not connected last night. And you know, it could have been worse than one. It was 1-1 after the first period, and they couldn't get the puck out of their zone.
Right.
You know, that was a winnable game. You know, if you get your act together, start in the second period, but they didn't. And it continued on from there, and it lasted most of the game. I mean, there was very few sustained attack shifts for the Bruins in that game where they really put Ottawa back on their heels.
And listen, you're going to have nights where things aren't coming together on the ice.
But you just allowed 7 against Anaheim, so
right. But kind of on top of that, Marco Sturm said after the game he didn't like his team's energy level on the bench last night as things started to go wrong.
It was probably till today. I thought today was one of the worst ones. It was very quiet. Again, it's probably the same guys who try to get the guys going, but overall, that's not us. We can't win games with only 2 guys. We need the whole lineup, and we definitely didn't have it today.
All right, so Marco Sturm hoping to see a turnaround tonight, said, and you'll hear it coming up in our pregame show, that perhaps it's good to be able to bury that one quickly and get right back onto the ice tonight as they get ready to take on the New York Islanders. Kind of an extended edition of the pregame show tonight. So we're counting it down to puck drop. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. I'll have a conversation with Charlie McAvoy about the early season struggles of the team coming up. We'll also go around the NHL, including a full slate of games. John Cooper's Lightning are turning things around.
Adversity sucks. Like when you're in it, it really sucks. And so you have to work your way out of it, and it's so much easier said than done.
We'll have a conversation with Marco Sturm.
You know, the penalties creeped in again and stuff like that. It was just, it was just not us.
And up next, we'll preview tonight's opponent, the New York Islanders, here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
You took the elevator to the 48th floor and handed him the briefing. Your fingertips touched, sending a shockwave of desire through the air. The room pulsed with a silent craving as he drew you in with his smoldering gaze, before uttering the words your body ached to hear.
The next train on track 2 is delayed.
And all the while, you were on your commute home. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover romance titles on Audible.
You buy a pair of socks, that's 2 socks. You buy a pair of Bombas socks, that's 4 socks. Because one purchased is one donated. Socks are the #1 most requested clothing item in homeless shelters. So when you buy a pair of super comfortable Bombas socks, you're also donating a pair. Bombas customers have powered over 150 million donations. So Bombas would like to thank you 150 million times. But we only have like 30 seconds. Go to bombas.com and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO at checkout.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time to start a healthy relationship with your money. With Navigant Credit Union, there are no hidden fees, great interest rates, and support that puts you first. Make the switch today. Navigant Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Here's Duclair. Picks the puck up at center, sails wide right. With speed, in on goal, backhand shot, save. Ayerson Flyers win. Now the Islanders come up short in their quest for 5 straight wins. They will push their point streak to 5.
Back here at TD Garden, New York Islanders in town for the first of 3 meetings with the Bruins this season. All of them will happen between now and Thanksgiving. Islanders coming off a 6th-place finish in the Metro Division last year. Hit the lottery, landed the number 1 pick. Selecting defenseman Matthew Schaefer. We'll get a chance to see him in person for the first time tonight. And then after struggling out of the gate with 3 straight losses to start the season, Casey Cizikas and company have come alive, going 4-0-1 in their last 5 games.
I think the compete level that we have as a group, even if we're not playing our best game, guys are buying in. They're doing the things that need to be done, blocking shots, getting pucks out. I think our special teams are doing really well, and they're creating a lot off the power play. The kills, getting the job done, and I think those things are important.
Yeah, they're kind of like a forever 500 team. Right? Every time you look down, they're right around 500. Last year was the same way. They were kind of 500. I don't know which way they're going to go. I for their sake, I hope they're able to take off and go in the right direction. Schaefer's looks like a stud defenseman. I mean, his story is unbelievable. He only played 17 games last year, right, in juniors, and then because of injuries, and then his first overall pick, he's leading them in ice time, and he looks like the real deal. I mean, Patrick Roy is really relying on him to be a stud defenseman at his age, first year. I mean, good on him. I'm looking forward to watching him play live for the first time. But they're a team that has to kind of do it by committee. You've got Barzal, who missed a lot of last year. Horvat's off to a good start. You've got some pieces in there. Palmieri's a good piece. He always seems to put up numbers. Lee kind of playing third line, but he's a guy that can, be really strong and hard to play against in front of the net. They're kind of I don't know what they are. You know what I mean? Like identity-wise, and they don't have Clutterbuck and Martin anymore. That identity line that used to be their 4th line and would go out and run everything and hit everything that moved. Cizikas still there, but it's just a team that still kind of trying to figure out their way, and they're relying heavily on an 18-year-old to kind of bring them out of the non-playoff team type of mode. But I see them as being right around that 500 mark most of the season. Could be wrong. I don't know. Sure. But that's kind of the way I see them right now.
Well, it's been, as I said, kind of an up and down start to the season. They lose 3 in a row, but they've come back with 9 points in their last 10, or last 9 out of 10 points in their last 5 games. So, on the Bruins side, we hear Marco Sturm commenting last night and lately about needing every Bruin to buy in. The Islanders' J.G. Pajot says they've got that right now in New York.
A lot of commitment, I think, from everyone. A lot of, sacrifice. We're on the same page, and we're working extremely hard, to get point, to climb up the standing, and everyone is buying in. And it feels like a good energy right now. Everyone's pushing the same way, so it's always fun. We're playing as a team.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. That's the way that they're going to win. Sorokin hasn't even been on fire yet. He's one of the best goaltenders in the league when he's on. He's had a bit of a slow start. We're going to see him here today. But, they're fairly strong down the middle. Like, Pajot adds something down the middle. He's a guy that's been around a long time, and he's a guy that he's a very serviceable player in his role. Whether it's the penalty kill, whether it's face-offs, that type of thing. He's going to be valuable in that way. But when you look up and down their lineup, we just said, the record right now, 4-3-1 through 8 games, right? Last year they were the same way. They'd win a few, then they'd lose a few, and then you think that they're going to sink to the bottom, and then they'd win a few. And it's just like they kind of hang around. So see if this year's any different, if Patrick Waugh can really put his stamp on this team and what their identity actually is. They're not overly fast. They're not overly physical. You know, like, so what are you? Like, what kind of identity are they trying to kind of hash out here? And I think they're still trying to figure that out.
And they made changes in the front office over the offseason as well. Lou Lamoriello out. Matthew Darche has taken over as general manager. Patrick Waugh retained in his third season there on the island. Well, coming up, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines, and then when we come back, we'll talk with Charlie McAvoy of the Bruins here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
I'm telling them now, Nelson. Winter's coming, and it's time to book a heating system health and safety check. Just $199, so you won't get caught in the cold. Schedule yours now at superservicetoday.com.
In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations all month long. Learn how scary, easy losing weight can be for free. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We have 10 locations throughout Boston and southern New Hampshire to serve you.
Doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, this October, eliminate chili drafts for good with Window Nation. Right now, when you buy 2 replacement windows, you'll get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 whole years. But you have to hurry. The sale ends October 31st. Schedule your free estimate now at windownation.com.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
Well, the Patriots are preparing for the Falcons on Sunday. They're going for 6 wins in a row. Today, the team signed All-Pro Marcus Jones to a contract extension. The deal is reportedly worth $36 million over 3 years. But Patriots aren't done yet. They have made a trade. They sent defensive end Keon White to the 49ers and a 7th-round pick for a 2026 6th-round pick. White had 5 sacks last season. He was a draft pick in 2023 in the 2nd round. The Patriots-Bucs game next Sunday will not be flexed, and it will stay at 1 p.m. Game 4 of the World Series is tonight. LA leads the series 2-1 over the Blue Jays after last night's marathon win in 18 innings. Shohei Ohtani will be on the mound tonight for the Dodgers. Shane Bieber for Toronto. First pitch is at 8 p.m. And the Celtics, they got their first win of the year last of the season against New Orleans. They're off until tomorrow night when they host Cleveland. Jaylen Brown listed as questionable. He is dealing with a hamstring injury. Headlines, they are brought to you by Valvoline. It's an oil change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off your next drive-thru oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. Now let's send it back to Ryan Johnson. He's standing by with Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy.
Well, Charlie, 10 games into the season, I guess I'll start with this. What have you learned about this team that you didn't know going into training camp?
Well, I guess the biggest thing is that we've been able to score, which is great. I think that was something that we struggled with last year as far as identity went. I wouldn't have thought that we would have trouble keeping it out of our net, but with it being a new staff, with it being a new scheme, a new D zone, we're trying to just learn and get better every day, and I think we've been able to do that. We've had some good nights, we've had some bad nights, but for us, it's really about consistency. We need to, sort of even out here, and as our understanding gets better, I think we'll be fine.
Defensively, what's the biggest adjustment for you, the way Marco's got you guys playing?
I think it's just everybody knowing their job. We're trying to gravitate a little bit, more to man on man. That's something that, for me, I've been here. I think this is year 9. I've never done a system like that. We've always sort of been a center release team, and the D sort of less is more. You want to stay by the net. You want to sort of mitigate danger around the net. So for me, it's different. It's more skating. It's more reads. I think my instincts take over a lot, and they kind of ends me up back at the net. But I'm trying to sort of switch my mindset. I'm trying to learn and do the best that I can, because I got to be the best player I can be for us to have success.
When you guys have the power play going, you're running the point on the power play. When it's working versus when it's not, what's the biggest difference in your mind?
It's tough. I think we're moving it quick, but I think we're shooting when it's working. Even in the last game, we had a ton of chances, so you feel really good about it. We didn't score, but you still, you can feel really good about it, that we got grade A's galore, that we were moving it quick. We broke pressure, we got in. So I think we've had a lot of games where it's been going good. We've had a lot of, puck possession. We're getting a feel for each other. And we're just trying to be dangerous. I think for us, that's getting pucks to the net. You can't score if you don't get it to the net. So at times we've probably overmoved it and overhandled it. But someone has to be the guy that shoots. And, I'm trying to, when it's my turn, it'll be me. But we have a lot of guys that can shoot the puck and want to shoot the puck. So I think that's allowed us to have some success this year.
Obviously, last year, tough one, on ice, off ice, everything, all things considered. What was the reset like for you coming back with so many new teammates, new coach, everything like that? Has that helped kind of clear your mind of what you guys went through last year?
Yeah. It seemed like a fresh start, honestly. New staff, a lot of, like you said, a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. Some old faces too, which was good for the consistency to come back and come to work. And honestly, it was a healthy mix of both. So it was good. I was really excited to get going this year. I think, I was able to have a great summer. Getting the timing back to start the year has been good. And from here, I think we're starting to understand what can give us success, how I need to play to sort of give us success. So I'm just every day trying to get better, trying to do the best I can, for our team to win more games.
Last question for you, the leadership part of this. A lot of experienced leaders walked out of the room last year. You're one of the guys that some of that falls on. What does that mean to you, and how do you push yourself forward in that department?
Well, it's an honor to be, seen in that light and to have that impact for the team. For me, every day is just trying to do just every day, trying to have a great day, trying to elevate the guys around me, trying to lead by example. For me, that's the biggest thing. Be vocal when I can and try and help others. That's how I see my leadership form taking shape.
That was Charlie McAvoy joining me. We actually recorded that yesterday morning in Ottawa prior to the game, so I want to thank him for his time. We're getting ready for the Bruins and the New York Islanders tonight here at TD Garden, and we will go around a busy night in the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline, 2026 Passport, or 2026 CRV.
See dealer for financing details.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Hi, it's Jason Todd from Blue Sky Restoration. All hockey season, Blue Sky is restoring historic garden moments on the ice. Tune in to tonight's game on the Bruins Radio Network to hear this date in history restored by Blue Sky. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. Restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
He roofs it top shelf. When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston Pregames with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston 98.5, The Sports Hub. Station.
Back here at TD Garden, Bruins and the New York Islanders getting a little bit later than normal start tonight because it is a frozen frenzy night. As we look around the NHL, all 32 teams in action, staggered start time, so there are already 4 games in progress here before we get going tonight. We'll start in Philadelphia, where the Flyers and Penguins are tied at 1 after 1.
Far wing, back to the corner towards the crease. He scores! Justin Brazeau in this line cannot be stopped. A 1-0 lead with 9:40 to go in this first period.
Brazeau's off to a great start.
Great for Braz.
Six goals for Brazeau. For the Penguins, Malkin's off to a terrific start. Crosby hit the 1,700-point mark yesterday. So Pittsburgh and Philly. Philly's 4-3-1 on the season. Pittsburgh a huge surprise at 7-2-1 coming into this game here today.
Toronto Maple Leafs moved their game earlier tonight because of the World Series. They're trailing Calgary 1-0 after 1.
Navigating, comes to Frost. He scores! Off the post and in for Morgan Frost, and Calgary leads it 1-0.
Yeah, Calgary coming off a big win against the New York Rangers the other day. Only their second win of the season. They're 2-7-1. They had really been struggling. They sat out one of their top goal scorers in Coronado the other day. He's back in the lineup here today, was the word anyhow. So they're playing against Toronto. Calgary up 1-0 now at the end of one period.
Good matchup down in Carolina tonight. Hurricanes and Vegas are tied at 1 midway through the first.
Jeremy Lazon in the box for interference. Canes start it right away. It's a powerball power play, and Andrei Svechnikov is on the board with a power play goal. 1-0 Hurricanes.
Yeah, these two teams met last week in Vegas, so 5-1-3 for Vegas coming into this game here today. Carolina is 6-2 coming into this game here today. They're tied up at 1 in the first period.
One other game in progress already. That's the Buffalo Sabres at home tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. No score there early.
Yeah, Columbus actually up 1-0 now. They just scored, so 13 minutes or so left in the first period. Buffalo will be here on Thursday night.
Anaheim Ducks are visiting the Florida Panthers. That'll be a 7 o'clock face-off this evening.
Yeah, Anaheim, I'm looking forward to watching them this year. I mean, obviously, you got a good look at them the other day when they were here at the TD Garden. They scored 7 against the Bruins. Exciting team. Can they take the next step and get themselves into the playoffs? Panthers, they're the Panthers. And, I know that they've got some injuries, but I fully expect them to be there at the end.
Down in Nashville tonight, Tampa Bay's in town. John Cooper's Lightning starting to turn things around after a slow start to the season.
Adversity is a cliche because everybody will say, oh my gosh, we needed that adversity. Well, adversity sucks. Like when you're in it, it really sucks. And so you have to work your way out of it. And it's so much easier said than done. And when you come out of it, you're like, oh yeah, we needed that. No, I would rather not have adversity.
Are the Bruins going through adversity right now?
I would say that would, and it sucks. I bet they would tell you the same thing. It sucks.
Yeah, for John Cooper, he's not panicking, but he's also got to have a sense of urgency from his team as well. The big guys performing is one thing, but having them play as a team and having them getting success as a team is another. Nashville, on the other hand, so a return of Steven Stamkos in this game, but Stamkos has had a rough start to his season. I think only 2 points, 1 goal and 2 points here just to start the year. So off to a bit of a rough start for him. And Nashville, they're a team that really disappointed last year in their record. They started off pretty well. Now they're back to 4-4-2, still trying to figure it out.
Out in Minnesota tonight, an 8 o'clock face-off as the Wild host Josh Morrissey and the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, I think the focus would be to obviously have 3 good periods and play that full 60 minutes like everybody always talks about. I think the reality is that's the goal every single night. Some nights it's not going to go your way.
I think the Jets will be there. They've got too many pieces. They're a good hockey team. They're going to be just fine. Scheifele's having a great start to his season. The Wild, on the other hand, only 3 wins in their first 10 after that huge mega deal signed by Kaprizov in the offseason, or just before the season started, I should say, just before camp. But that's one where 3 wins in their first 10, that they're going to be looking to turn things around. They're a team that thinks that they can make some noise out in the West.
Red Wings are in St. Louis, take on the struggling Blues tonight.
Yeah, Red Wings are 6-3 on the season. St. Louis, not sure, right? They just lose 6-3 to Pittsburgh last night. This is a tough, quick turnaround that they have to play Detroit here today. Detroit's a team on the rise, they feel. They lost a game or two to start the season, and they got read the riot act by their coaching staff, and now they're trying to kind of turn it around, and they have. It's a dangerous team, I think Detroit is. Last year we had Montreal and Ottawa take the step to get into the playoffs. We were all waiting to see who would take that next step to get in there. Detroit's hoping they will be. This will be their year.
That's some of the look at around the NHL on a busy night where everyone is in action. We'll keep you updated on scores throughout the evening. Bruins and the New York Islanders coming up here at TD Garden, and I'll sit down with head coach Marco Sturm coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by your versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Coleman. It's electric. When you need an electrician, call Coleman Electric. From Boston to Bow, New Hampshire, south to Sandwich, west to Worcester, Coleman Electric has an office around your corner and up your block. Remember, it's not Coleman, it's Coleman. Kuhlman.
It's electric.
Hi, I'm offensive lineman Caden Wallace. When I got drafted, I worked hard to find my place, learning the playbook, building trust, and finding a home in New England. But not everyone has that chance. That's why I'm proud to partner with Heading Home. Heading Home is working to end homelessness in Massachusetts by helping families find stability and a future. Because a real win is when everyone has a place to call home. Learn more at headinghomeinc.org. That's headinghomeinc.org.
It's scary goalie season at Sports Etc. Arlington. Now through Halloween, get up to 30% off all goalie equipment from top brands. It all comes to a dead stop on October 31st. Sports Etc. Boston's best hockey shop, 1303 Mass Ave in Arlington.
You feel that? That's not game day jitters. That's a rodent returning a kick through your garage. Spiders, they're running routes across your ceiling. And stink bugs, they've formed a huddle in your windowsill. Bad defense loses games, but bad pest control, that loses your home. Call Burgess Pest, my go-to for years. Burgess Pest is local, fast, and they play to win with year-round coverages starting at $39 a month. With nearly 100 years of experience, Burgess Pest is family-owned right here in our own backyard. Mice, spiders, stink bugs, gone. BurgessPest.com. Built for New England, built to stop pests.
The deals are hot during our Red Hot Sales event, exclusively and only at Imperial Cars. Get discounts of up to 10% off across our entire inventory of hundreds of new and over 1,200 used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with finance rates as low as 0%. Plus, we'll make your first 3 payments or choose a getaway trip to Orlando, Las Vegas, or a cruise. Plus, we have hundreds of vehicles that qualify for the federal tax loan deduction of up to $10,000. Plus, no payments till next year on some of our most popular models. Don't miss the Red Hot deals exclusively and only at Imperial Cars.
At the 99 restaurant, $14.99 big deal meals start the week off right. Satisfy big appetites every Monday through Wednesday. Try our new grilled teriyaki chicken for flavor that's always kickin'. For big deal meals and a great time, you gotta love the Nines.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety.
Well, coming off of the loss last night up in Ottawa, how do you handle a game like that as a coach, and what's the message to the team after last night?
Yeah, it was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. Just the way it went down too. It was kind of flat a little bit. Even after we were up 1-0, but the penalties creeped in again and stuff like that. It was just not us. It's a tough league, and if you're not ready to go, I'm not saying ready to go. If you're not, involved in the game for 60 minutes, it's going to bite you, and that's exactly what happened last night.
Your power play, or your penalty kill rather, gives up 4 goals last night. Obviously not what you're hoping to see, but that's been a strength of your team so far this season. So what happened last night, and how do you get away from some of the penalties that have put you guys shorthanded as often as you've been?
Yeah, no, it's but again, for me, it didn't really start yesterday. It kind of started way before, because when you think about when you take so many penalties every game, right, and he does such a good job, at one point you will have games like that, but we shouldn't put our killers in a position like that to have every game five penalties against. That's just we're the worst in the league, and that just can't happen. And we feel like we have a really good power play, and we should be more on a power play than killing, and that's not the case. So, yeah, the details were missing last game for sure. I'm not gonna lie, but on the other side, these guys did enough. I would say the first 10 games, and that's on all of us, just to correct that by making better decisions with the stick or with your head for sure.
You made some comments last night and a few times lately about needing 100% buy-in from your players. Can you expand on that, what that means to you and what it is that you're not seeing maybe from some people on this team versus others?
Yeah, no, for me, it goes back in playing structure hockey. I'm a very structured guy, and it drives me crazy if I don't see that from our team. We do it in stretches, but we don't do it all the time, and that's what I mean about the buy-in. Not just players, but also 60 minutes, right? And we'll be some up and downs in the hockey game. That's normal, but you got to stick with it.
Is it just a matter of guys still adjusting to a little bit different system than they're used to?
Yes, for sure. It's part of it. But then at one point, when is that excuse over? And that's where I sometimes struggle. But I'm not gonna let it go. I'm just gonna keep grinding away and keep showing him and try to teach him so we can learn and play the way I want fast as we can.
You get Hampus back in the lineup tonight. How big is that for you guys on the back end?
Yeah, no, it's huge. We definitely missed him. Shouldn't be an excuse, but again, he's one of our best defensemen, and we're very, very excited to have him back.
Mason Lohrei is going to be out tonight, and we'll get our first look in the regular season at Jonathan Aspero. What's the message to the two of them based on that change tonight?
Yeah, no, Mason, we already talked. It should be a reset button for him, and we expect more out of him. Not just the offensive side of the ice, but we just have to correct that. We have to help him, and sometimes it helps when you watch the game or a few games, whatever it is, from upstairs, from a different view, and we were hoping to having a better response when he comes back.
And how about Aspero getting his first crack?
Yeah, no, it's good. I know him for a while, from the minors, so he definitely had a great preseason. He showed us with his skating ability and his stick he fitted right in, and hopefully he can touch exactly the way we remembered him.
Last one for you, coming off of last night. Is it good to get right back at it tonight and not have to dwell on it?
Absolutely. I hated the days in between. We had a few of them lately, so it's been tough days, especially us coaches. Not sure about players, but the coaches after games, usually the work begins, and the quicker we can get things going again, I think the better it is.
Thanks, Marco. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
There's Marco Sturm. The Bruins take on the New York Islanders coming up next.
It's back to the drawing board for the Bruins after last night's loss in Ottawa. Ottawa to their third power play of the game, and it wastes no time as Stützle fires one home from the left wing circle out of the center of the blue line. And a shot redirected in front, they score. And it's Stützle who will get the deflection on that, make it 5-1. Over to the far side, a one-timer, they score. Zetterlund from the top of the left circle, and it's 7-1. There won't be time to lick their wounds tonight as they get set to take part in the NHL Frozen Frenzy. The Bruins and the New York Islanders from TD Garden coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Cross to Esposito, a shot. Bang! Cam Neely, wow.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores.
And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers. Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Board dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, and by Catches Law.
Backhand and a save, Thomas. Swayman made a great stop of the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th point. Backhand score of a penalty shot for Raymond Gort.
David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1.
Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we're coming to you tonight from TD Garden as the Bruins try to shake off a 7-2 loss last night in Ottawa. Tonight, they host the New York Islanders. Couple of big lineup changes. Hampus Lindholm back in the lineup tonight. Mason Lohrei will be out. Jonathan Aspero will make his NHL debut tonight for the Bruins defensively. They've got to be a lot better in their own zone than they were last night.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll start with that lineup change. I mean, having Hampus Lindholm back in, as long as he's healthy, and I assume that he is, I don't think they have him back in there if he wasn't. That's why they've been kind of had kids' gloves a little bit here with him over the last week or so. But him being back in there gives Marco Sturm some options on that left side. You've got Zadorov, who I think has played pretty well. Maybe last night, I'm throwing away last night in terms of how we're evaluating players and the way that they play, because there were very few guys. I can count on one hand, and less than the amount of fingers I have on one hand, who played fairly well last night. And as a group, they need to be much better. We know that. Having Hampus Lindholm back in there kind of solidifies things, and it kind of slots Zadorov maybe more appropriately. Even though he's playing with McAvoy, if he's on the left side, if you're rating your left defenseman, it's going to be Hampus Lindholm, it's going to be Zadorov, and then Aspero is going to make his NHL debut here today on that left side. You can put McAvoy and Zadorov together, and they can match up because you have last change. You can match up against either the Horvat line or the Barzal line, depending on which way you want to go. To start the game, at least, it's going to be against the Barzal line. So I just think it gives Marco Sturm more options back there. Mason Lohrei sitting out. We can get into that a lot more as the game goes on. How he reacts to this, being a healthy scratch, sitting upstairs, he can look at the stats and say, I'm an even player, I'm not minus. I lead the defenseman in points. But the eye test and everything else says you need to be stronger and better in certain areas of your game if you're going to add to what this team can do. And if he takes that constructively and applies it when he does get back in, and he will get right back in, I assume. it's going to be advantageous for him and for the team, but it depends on how he takes it.
Yeah, and Marco Sturm said he wants him to hit the reset button after tonight. Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Opening face-off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Hey, it's Big Jim. Are you stuck in traffic going to the game? Next time, do what I do. Just take the train to North Station. With Commuter Rail, kids 11 and under always ride free. And if the game's on a weekend, you ride with $10 weekends. So next game, don't be late battling traffic and parking. Ugh. Get tickets with the M-Ticket app and take the train straight to the game.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. But try picking your fave from all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins getting ready to take on the New York Islanders for the first of their 3 meetings this year. And before we drop the puck tonight here at TD Garden, let's get you down to ice level and get tonight's national anthem from Todd Angeli.
Please welcome Todd Angeli. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, who were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Todd Angeli with the national anthem. Nice to be back at the TD Garden. Actually have somebody sing the national anthem here in Boston, but as opposed to last night. We'll take a look at our starting lineups here tonight for the New York Islanders. In goal is Ilya Sorokin. On defense, the pairing of Ryan Pulock and Adam Pelech. And up front, Anthony Duclair, Matthew Barzal, and Kyle Palmieri. For the Bruins, Jonas Carpaccio starts in goal. Nikita Zadorov and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen. Up front, Casey Middlestat, Pavel Zacha, and Victor Arvidsson.
First 5 minutes of tonight's game presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Annalisa Millian Rivera of Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Annalisa will win a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins in the home black sweaters, black helmets, black pants. We'll go from left to right here in the first period. Islanders in the road whites, helmets and sweaters with Blue numbers trimmed in orange and blue pants. Puck will be dumped into the Bruins zone. Jonas Korpisalo in net tonight as the puck wraps around to the far corner, taken there by Pavel Zacha. He'll lead the Bruins out of the defensive zone all the way through center ice and across the line. Left wing side for Middlestad. Tried to center one for McAvoy. Batted toward Zadorov. Near side circle and a quick shot by Arvidsson. Gets turned away by Sorokin.
Already better. It's a good breakout. Zacha got his feet moving, got a little pass, got his feet moving north. And he ends up dishing that puck. Zadorov steps in, makes a nice little pass to Arvidsson for the first chance.
Peak wraps it around the boards deep. Arvidsson from behind the net on a feed from Zacha. Tried to tuck it in near post. Instead, now it's Peak. Middlestat sends one into the slot that redirects towards Sorokin, who paddled that away. Arvidsson very nearly a takeaway there, and it'll be lifted out to center ice by Pelech, but gloved down and brought in by Peak. Here's Hampus Lindholm stepping toward the near circle with a shot that sailed up over the net. Jonathan Drouin on his horse up the right wing side. Drops it off and they score. Bo Horvat. On the first shot of the game for the Islanders, just a minute 8 in, they grab a 1-0 lead.
I love the opportunity by Hampus Lindholm. He steps into a hole, he gets this shot away, but it's Peak dropping the puck for him. So both defensemen are below the dots. Now Hampus Lindholm's trying to get back. Your only guy back is Pastrnak. It's basically a 4-on-2 going back the other way. A little drop pass for Bo Horvat, and Horvat snaps this puck from the right wing circle inside the dot, right wing circle, and he's a left-hand shot, and he snaps it blocker side there on Korpisalo. So I like the effort up the ice, but it's Peak in the right wing circle, dropping the puck for Lindholm, and if you miss the net.
Right, the puck just you got to get that shot on goal, right?
Yeah. You're two defensemen leading a rush.
So just 1:08 in, and Islanders grab a 1-0 lead. Not sure what the delay is here to get us back to action. For Bo Horvat, that's his 6th goal.
He's off to a good start.
10th point in 9 games this season. Puck will come back towards Sorokin off the draw all the way to the far circle now. And the Islanders will break out. Horvat moves it toward the right side. Heineman trying to get it into the Bruins zone. Instead, sent back the other direction. Lindholm tried to get it into the attack zone, but that was broken up. He's got it back now at center ice. Does Elias Lindholm. Plays into the left wing corner. Wrapped around near side by Mayfield. Peak pinching down the wall, helping to keep alive. Geekie takes a shoulder from Schaefer in the near corner. And the Islanders look to move out. Heineman to Horvat coming through center ice. Back toward Heineman. Kicked it onto his stick. Carries down the right wing circle into the corner against Hampus Lindholm. Back to the point. D'Angelo moved it toward the near side. Warren threw one toward the net. Lee tried to direct that on. Instead had to chase it in behind. Heineman gets it back down low. Anders Lee coming toward the near side circle. Angles it off the boards. Back to Warren again. Now Lee in the near side corner. Here's Holmstrom along the wall. Poking it toward the corner as the Islanders still set up here on offense. D'Angelo center of the blue line. Fires one into the far corner that ricochets behind the net. Lee was there, and second effort forced it out in front, but it comes all the way through to Warren at the left point. Now D'Angelo again far side with a low shot. Sticked away by Korpisalo. Lee steps in behind the Bruins net. Puck on his stick. Round to the far circle. Pastrnak will play it toward the middle. Geekie is there. He'll angle one through neutral ice and give the Bruins a chance to change.
Happy with that shift. That's the Bruins top line in their own zone there.
Deflected puck goes in toward Korpisalo. Gloves it and drops it back into play. Trying to get the Bruins moving forward here. Tanner Jeannot on the neutral zone. But forced back, and Jonathan Aspero will play it around the near side boards.
First shift for him in the NHL.
After 6 years in the American Hockey League, as a member of both the Senators and Flames organizations, started the year in Providence and gets his first NHL game tonight. Matched up down deep here behind the net against Zizekas. Puck brought around the far side by Siplikov, thrown in front, picked off there by Husnudinov. The Bruins will move out. Husnudinov gains the red line, chips it down into the right wing corner.
Husnudinov did not have a perfect game yesterday, but he had some energy and he had some jump, and he tried to make some things happen. So hoping to build on that. One of the guys that you kind of look at up and down the lineup that had a little bit of that jump.
McAvoy chasing a puck all the way in behind the Islander net. Brings it around to the far left wing circle. Hands off to Husnudinov. He pivots out toward the blue line. Tried to step away from McLean. Pivots back toward his backhand. Gets it to Jeannot near the top of the face-off circle. He gets shoved to the wall by Pulick, and it'll be Siplikov to move it out. 4 minutes into this first period, Islanders have grabbed a 1-0 lead. They'll dump one in and go for a change. McAvoy out of the near corner. Corrali coming out toward his own blue line. Hemmed in by Duclair. Barzal went to stop along the near circle, and he goes down. They're going to call Zadorov for a penalty here.
Yeah, both referees have their arms up.
Islanders get the goaltender out and get the extra skater on. Matthew Schaefer, first overall draft pick this year.
I've been looking forward to watching him play live. You hear a lot about him, and people are raving about him here in Long Island.
Here he comes through neutral ice, gains the attack zone, got it over to the far circle, and thrown back in front by Duclair, angled toward the near corner. Horvat gets it back to the point with Mayfield. Mayfield over by the Bruins bench to Schaefer near side. Quick passing around to the near circle, and Barzal in front. They score. Palmieri on the back door, and the Islanders grab a 2-0 lead, scoring with a goaltender pulled there on the delayed call.
Korpisalo has no idea where this puck is. That pass from Barzal, left wing circle, base of the left wing circle, right across the top of the crease for Palmieri, who's coming from the right wing circle. Korpisalo never moves. It's a really strange place. They got the extra attacker out, and there's some traffic in front of the net. And I just assumed Korpisalo never saw the pass go across. He never moved.
So just
a very strange play.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear a. Are they looking to see if there's goalie interference there? I don't think there was.
I didn't see anything on the, just glancing at the replay there. So just 4:52 in, and the Bruins are down 2.
Well, they would have gone shorthanded if they touched the puck. They never did touch the puck.
Jokiharju will dump one in. Not the start they were hoping for tonight, coming off a 7-2 loss last night. Pasternak gets knocked off the puck by Warren inside the Islanders zone. Angled into the Bruins zone here. Drouin in the near corner against Aspero. Aspero trying to move the puck up the wall. Now we'll turn it back down low, and Jokiharju steps behind Korpisalo around the far side. Geekie couldn't get it out of the zone. Shot by Heineman. Save made. Oh, and nearly a wide open chance for Drouin.
There's those battles that they talked about pregame show, right? And some of the sound bites, winning those battles along the wall.
Here's Pelech out at the left point. Throws one off the backboards and off the back of the net. Jokiharju beats Heineman to it in the far corner. And out to center ice. Pelech will skate back to retrieve for the Islanders. Both teams getting some changes on. He'll drive it right back around behind Korpisalo. Got through Zadorov, taken off the far boards by Pajot. Zadorov regains to the far corner, gets to Zacha. Bruins with a 3-on-2 if they go. Zacha gets it back from Arvidsson, left circle shot. Blocker stopped by Sorokin.
Some speed through the neutral zone, had a 3-on-2.
Puck tipped down low for Middlestat, comes around toward the near corner, and it'll be backhanded out to the blue line by Pajot and out to center ice. Holmstrom drops it back, and now they'll work it back to Pajot coming on the left wing side. Pulls up along the hash marks near boards. Warren steers it back in behind the net. 13:35 to play here in the first period. Bruins down 2 early. McAvoy off the near boards finds Middlestat to Zacha. Hands off to Arvidsson coming through center. Moves it on the right side here for Middlestat along the near boards. Surrounded by a couple of Islanders. Trying to keep that alive as Fraser Minton gets involved in the play. But now Warren will bring behind the Islander net.
It's another guy that had some jump last night. He had a couple opportunities, had some jump. His legs were going.
Had a nice net drive on that one play.
Just too many other passengers in that game.
Hampus Lindholm back to retrieve one deep in the Bruins zone. Husnudinov against McLean in the far corner. Puck will come back to the point. Mayfield to Schaefer. Pivots along the blue line, trying to play keep away against Jeannot. Husnudinov blocks one in the slot, and he'll carry out for the Bruins. Floats it up the left side. A bit too far for Minton, but he stays with it against Mayfield in the far corner. Islanders will come away with control, and Schaefer circles back behind his own net. Pass up the left side. Here comes Barzal through center ice. Gains the Boston line. McAvoy rides him on into the corner. Zadorov from behind the Bruins net. Right up off the glass far side. Asimont gets it out in the neutral ice. Trying to carry into the Islanders zone. Gets wrestled away. As we're now 8 minutes into this first period. Pellick sending it up the near boards. Duclair has it ricochet back to him. Barzal. Pulick got it into the Bruins zone, but turned over there. McAvoy and Zadorov back here for Boston. Bruins moving from left to right here in this first period. Pass across the ice. Zadorov finds Kastelik. Pushed into the Islanders zone, but steered away from Asimont. And it'll be Yoki Harju to come back and retrieve this time for the Bruins. Long pass out to center ice, finds Asimont from the red line. Sends a cross ice dump into the near corner. Pasternak, though, got too good of a jump. He's going to get whistled offside. So we will step aside here with 11:20. Nope, or not. They call that an icing or an offside? Yep, now they turn the light on, so we will take a timeout. 11:24 to go here in the first period. It's the Islanders out to a 2-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Shoresy Fall Classic returns. Join the cast of the hit TV show Shoresy as they take on NHL alumni from the Boston Bruins. December 7th, 3 p.m. at TD Garden. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Puka, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins. You know, because they'll
be fine in the spacious third row seat.
But the twins
can sleep peacefully thanks to the rear manual sunshade.
And what about the
extra cargo space for strollers and dog beds?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Can we go to the hospital now? The contractions are getting closer.
The 3-row Lexus TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe. Click the banner to discover more. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
If you've been having your McDonald's sausage McMuffin with an iced coffee from somewhere else, now's the right time to reconsider.
Wake up to a warm sausage McMuffin with egg for $3 and add your favorite any size iced coffee in caramel, black, or French vanilla for just $1.29 during breakfast hours only. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Celebrate Truck Month and hurry in to secure your deal today. Built Ford Tough. 2-0 Islanders have the lead. 11:24 to go here in the first period. Bo Horvat scoring just a minute 8 into the game from Jonathan Drouin, and then Kyle Palmieri's fourth of the year from Matthew Barzal and Bo Horvat at 4:52. Faceoff will come up in the defensive zone here. Elias Lindholm wins it from Horvat. Puck played behind the net. Hampus Lindholm sends to Husnudinov. He'll carry it out into neutral ice, and a dump in by Pasternak. Rattles all the way around the near side. At the hash marks, Elias Lindholm trying to kick it along the wall. Husnudinov gets his stick in there as well. Pasternak pulls it off the boards. Here's Lindholm going to the net, but at his pocket pick by Pulick. Horvat will bring the Islanders back. Hands off to Heineman inside the Boston zone. Turns with it from the blue line. Dumps it in. All the way in behind the net. Hampus Lindholm steered it back around near side. And Pellick throws one to the net that's gloved by Korpisalo.
Well, you're looking for some improvement, something different than what we saw last night, right? Breaking out of the zone has not been a problem. That's been fine.
Right.
You know, first goal, shoot the puck wide, and David Pasternak's your only guy back on a 4, and it ended up being a 4-on-2. That first shot of the game is going to beat by Horvat beats Korpisalo, and then the next goal is an extra attacker out for the Islanders on a delayed penalty. They just outnumber you down low, but there's been more energy. Let's put it that way. But you're still down 2-0, so it's not even a moral victory.
Right. There's Pajot. He healed a one-timer coming down the slot. Ended up going wide.
Still have a hole to dig out of, but plenty of time to do it.
Aspero plays it back down toward the end boards. Minton trying to hold off Holmstrom. Mayfield with a drive from out near the point, and that one gloved by Korpisalo with some traffic in front. Tanner Janot having some words with Scott Mayfield out near the blue line.
I need to see a little pushback, from the Bruins here today. They kind of took that one on the chin yesterday without
I didn't
a whole
like,
lot of pushback.
I didn't like that comment I heard from Marco Sturm about the energy level on his bench last night. In a game like that, it sounded like the guys just kind of tucked their heads
That's
and
a defeated attitude.
let it happen.
And that definitely, that's how things can snowball though and get out of control here early in the season. And you're 3 games under 500 right now. You're 10 games into the season, 10 or 11 games into the season. You've got to get out in front of it. It's just because there's so many games.
Lost 7 out of 8.
You don't have time to dwell on what happened, but it can add up in a hurry.
Right. Puck sent up the near boards here by Peak, held in the zone. Warren fires one through the slot all the way out of the far corner. And it'll be Asimont to send it into neutral ice. Peak picks it up on the fly coming across the red line. Sends softly into the right wing corner. Castlewick behind the net. Asimont tried to wrap it around the near post, and it slipped away from him.
He likes that wrap.
He really does. There's Castlewick reloading, coming down the right circle and try to center, and it deflected off Schaefer in toward the net. Steered aside by Sorokin. Heineman takes a hit from Asimont along the far boards. Corrali tried to get it to Zadorov at the point, taken away by Horvat. Zadorov able to outrace Horvat back into the Bruins zone, but plays into the far corner, and Heineman was there to get it right back for the Islanders. He'll bring it behind the net toward the near side. Schaefer at the left point. Plays back down the wall, and that will go to Zadorov in the far corner. Lifts it out up the middle. Glove down at center ice by Mayfield. Islanders up 2-0. 9:10 to go here in the first period as Schaefer circles in front of his own net. Carries it to center ice and dumps it in all the way around to the far side corner. Aspero gets his body in front of Duclair. Barzal now in that right wing corner. Jokiharju over there as well. It gets swept back to the point. Pellick's got it near side. Takes a shot. Hits off of Aspero's leg in front. Now Duclair, the near circle, is centering pass, and Palmieri got knocked down in front as the puck gets covered by Korpisalo. 8 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the first period. Islanders 2, Bruins nothing. Here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones, and your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Looking for plans on Thursday night? Come on down to Causeway Street. Bruins will be taking on the Buffalo Sabres in the middle game of this 3-game homestand. A 7 o'clock face-off. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and secure your seat for the action. 8:43 to go first period. Bruins down 2 goals. Face-off coming up in the defensive zone here. Fraser Minton out there with Tanner Janot and Morgan Geekie. Long wait for the drop of the puck here. Now Minton gets kicked out of the circle.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything's set in stone with regards to the lines and how they're deployed here today.
Husnudinov was up with Lindholm and Pasternak.
Well, that happened
a few minutes
too,
ago. Yeah, they tried that in the third period a little bit last night, right? Here's Geekie on the near side boards. Puck turned over in the near corner. Lee hit and held by Aspero on the end boards. Holmstrom rather on the near side circle, trying to push it back down low. It gets through Lee behind the net around to the far side. Minton able to pop it free from a pinching Pulick, and it'll come across toward the near side. Jokiharju picks it up at the near circle. Up into neutral ice for Minton. Chips it in down the right wing boards. Jeannot into the corner. Up against Schaefer there. It'll go around to the far side. Heineman looks over his shoulder. Geekie bearing down on him. Able to fight off that check and steers one up into the air out to center ice. Bruins able to regain. Geekie will play it off the near boards, trying to get around Schaefer to get to that loose puck. Yep.
Everybody else going for a change.
Islanders coming behind their own net here with Horvat. And ridden off toward the near boards by Elias Lindholm. Lindholm wins that puck out of the pile. Now he gets held up against the boards in the corner. Under 7.5 to play here in the first period. Puck came loose to Pasternak. Gets it back to McAvoy at the right point with a shot. It's knocked down in front of Sorokin. And the Islanders will push out. Schaefer joining the rush. Drouin coming down the right circle. Zadorov with that long reach. Gets a stick in there, knocks the puck into the corner, and then clears it up the far side. Dumped in from the red line by Warren all the way around to the far side circle. Corrali to Zadorov. Pass all the way to center ice for Pasternak. He tried to backhand it through Duclair, knocked it down. Pasta headed off on a change as the Islanders start moving forward. Barzal in the neutral zone. Off to the left side, picked up by Palmieri into the Boston end. Takes a bump from Pete. Corrali will send it back down toward the end boards for Hampus Lindholm. Got knocked down to a knee. Still able to play the puck. Pete out toward the blue line. Kastelik helps it forward. D'Angelo's got it back in the neutral zone. Barzal skating back into his own zone. He'll hand the puck off there and head off on a change here for New York. Tony DeAngelo toward the red line. Nearly coughed it up there, able to regain. Shot off the far boards. Like some of the players might have thought it went into the bench and back out.
Yeah.
And that curved piece of glass.
Yeah.
Officials did not see that way, and so we play on. Pulick will go behind the Islander net with a puck on his stick. Untouched pass by Siplikov in the neutral ice gets picked off. Arvidsson drops it back into the Bruins zone and goes toward Korpisalo. Steers it toward the near side boards. Now Aspero for Middlestat. Near side Jokiharju from his own blue line. Pass ahead. Arvidsson directs that deep. Sorokin from behind the net. Belted along for Schaefer, and now back behind it comes for Mayfield. Siplikov to Schaefer breaking out, and here they come. Pajot across the line. Hands off along that right side. Lee with a shot. Blockered away. And out towards center ice comes Middlestat. He'll backhand into the Islander zone, and he heads for a change. 5:10 to go here in the first. 2-0 New York leads it. Zadorov turns up ice and gets it to Zacha on his way to the bench. He's able to hand off for Jeannot. Now Geekie on the right wing circle. Gives back to McAvoy for a shot. Jeannot couldn't redirect that one on goal. Geekie on the far boards. Minton will send it back down the wall, and D'Angelo under pressure gets it to the back of the net, but Jeannot wins it there in a centering pass. Knocked away from Minton.
That was there for Minton. That puck just hopped on him.
D'Angelo plays back into the Boston zone. Far corner Zadorov to Minton. Geekie peels off of the far boards and sends a cross ice pass for Jeannot. Plays it down into the right wing corner. Pelech will reverse it up the near boards. Drouin tried to get it to Horvat, but had his pocket picked by Pasternak coming out of the zone, and then Pasternak knocked it out of the air with his high stick, trying to get it to Jeannot. We get some pushing and shoving in behind the Islander net after the whistle.
Yeah, Warren and Jeannot.
Pasternak having some words with Adam Pelech as well. 4:15 to play here in the first period. Islanders with the first 2 goals in this one. Here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline, 2026 Passport, or 2026 CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. But try picking your fave from all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, a donation of $100 will be made to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Shaws and Star Market, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support first responders. This season, our 73 Reasons campaign is giving back over $250,000 to protect those who protect us. Join thousands making a difference today at servicecu.org.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or 2026 HR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
This is Boston's home for sports.
4:15 remaining here in the first period. Islanders with a 2-0 lead. Been a much different Bruins team than we saw last night, but things aren't exactly perfect so far.
No, they're not perfect, but more energy, there's more jump. I mean, we're still down 2-0. It happened quickly, but far more energy than we saw last night in that game. There was just no jump whatsoever. And you got a lot of the game to trying to get this thing back. Last night never felt like they were finding it.
No. We said it a number of times. Nothing felt easy. Like even the easiest looking passes didn't look easy last night. McAvoy trying to clear the zone. It's held in. Pulick played it across ice. Barzal tried to play it back across to him, and that's picked off by Arvidsson. Angles went up the left side and a little too far for Zadorov. And he and Pelech in a race get tangled up and go down, sliding into the boards.
Yeah,
it was an icing against the Bruins.
It was going to be icing. That's a dangerous play, and I think Zadorov, I don't know if they're going to give him a penalty or not here, but I think they are. They have to. He gave Pelech a little cross check. It wasn't a lot, but he's going back hard for the puck. And if you cross check him in that situation, he's a little off balance. That's dangerous play. You can't do that.
They're going to call it's going to be a boarding minor.
So they try to go off the board, so just out of his reach. He's got a full head of steam. Pelech's going to get there first, and he gives him just a little shot. And that's, Pelech goes into the boards feet first or even head first. I mean, that's just such a dangerous play. It's not. They have to call something.
Well, and that's part of the reason they changed the icing rules, right? To avoid plays like that.
Pelech is clearly going to get there first. Zadorov's, he's a little frustrated right now with everything, I think. That play kind of shows it.
So the boarding minor to Zadorov, and Islanders will get a power play chance here. They scored on a 6-on-5 on a delayed penalty earlier in the period.
I mean, it wasn't a vicious cross-check, but when he's going back that hard for a puck,
it's just
all you need to do is get off balance a little bit.
Yeah, you don't know
you're
what
out of control going into the board.
Don't know what can happen there. Schaefer going to chase one back into the Islanders zone. Minute 38 to go on the penalty. And Bruins only killed 1 out of the 5 minor penalties they took last night. First time since opening night of 2018 they had allowed 4 power play goals in a regular season game. Here's Jeannot, short-handed, trying to buy some time. He'll backhand it toward the near boards and taken there by Horvat. Schaefer, pass off to the right side. Barzal off the delay, brings it toward the near boards, and Horvat will send it around toward the far side. Palmieri got tripped up against Jeannot. Schaefer, center of the blue line. Barzal, near circle, down low to Palmieri, back to Barzal. Walks it out toward the blue line. Gives over to Schaefer. Back to Palmieri. Bottom of the near circle. Barzal now along the hash marks. Right down low. And they work it in front for a chance in front by Horvat. Yoki Harju got a piece of that. Barzal skating in the near circle. Pivots back. Back up top for Schaefer. 29 to go in the power play. Throws one to the net and a scramble for the loose rebound. It is covered up in the crease.
Now Schaefer's pretty composed with that puck, and right there he's got the shot. He's got bodies in front. He's got Palmieri down around the front of the net. I believe that was him. Take that wrist shot, get it through, and he does. Yeah, Palmieri whacking away at it. Now Barzal is so dangerous in the left wing circle. He's got his warts. He's got, he can frustrate a coach. He has frustrated a few coaches along the way, but offensively gifted, that he is, and somebody can certainly hurt you if you allow him to.
Had an injury-plagued year last year, did Barzal. Only played in 30 games, had a couple of long-term injuries during that season. Had 20 points and 6 goals in those 30 games. As the Bruins get a clear here with 15 to go on the Zadorov penalty. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. 2-0 Islanders lead. Holmstrom carrying into the Boston zone. Centering pass got through Lee, but taken by Duclair. Battle forward along the far boards. Duclair plays it through Zacha. Zadorov comes out of the box. D'Angelo back to Duclair on the right wing wall. Fired in front. Blocked off of Hampus Lindholm into the far corner. Zadorov held against the boards by Lee. 90 seconds to go in the period. And the team's in full strength. Zadorov trying to get it to Hampus Lindholm. It'll come back his way, and Zadorov trying to send it behind the net. Knocked off the wall by Lee. Out in front. Pajot trying to shovel it back to Pulick, and Zadorov got in the way of that. And now he'll bring it back deeper into his zone as the Islanders go for a change. And the Bruins will do likewise.
Get that thing sorted out. You had 3 defensemen out there.
Pastrnak gets it from Zadorov. Carries it to the red line. Lifts it deep. Pulick takes a shoulder from Elias Lindholm behind the net. Pastrnak able to keep it alive off the far boards. Here's Peak from the right circle. Couldn't get a shot through Pellick. Elias Lindholm will play it back to Aspero at the left point. He throws one off the backboards and off the back of the net. He'll angle back toward Aspero at that far point. His shot gets blocked. Now a foot race to it at center ice, and Aspero recovers.
Aspero to come back. Exactly. Got that shot block. He's got to retreat, get back, take a good angle.
Able to outrace Kyle McLean for that puck. Lifted out toward the blue line here, and Yoki Harju gloves it down back into the zone on a delayed offside. Both teams will use the chance to change up here. This is just 15 seconds to go in the period. Schaefer comes out from behind the Islander net. 8 seconds to go as he starts out toward his own blue line. Cuts to the left. Tried to dump in from the red line. It'll rattle around the Bruins zone and bring us to the end of the first period. So the Islanders get 2 early ones to grab the lead. 2-0 at the end of 20 minutes here at TD Garden. And we'll be back with our first intermission here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Did you know that Aaron's, the snow thrower company, also makes Gravely lawnmowers? Do yourself a favor and get the job done right with the Gravely zero-turn mower designed to deliver professional results. Dial in your precise cutting height with the comfort of a plush high-back seat, powered with a dependable Kawasaki engine. Gravely is here for you and your lawn, just like the Aaron snow thrower is here for your driveway. Get the most mower for your money and get a Gravely zero-turn. Find your local dealer at gravely.com.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Is there a right way to prep for my future?
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Is cash still king?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Can I become king of the hill in Beacon Hill?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
You'll get more than you expect with McValue at McDonald's. So when you've spent too much on a night out, get deals on the after party. When you've got date night, get deals on favorites that'll make you their favorite. And when you've got family for the weekend, we've got breakfast.
It only takes $5 to fire up the flavor with the hot and spicy McChicken and the $5 meal deal. Or $6 to savor a McDouble in the $6 meal deal. Price and participation may vary. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge.
Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Introducing Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business. With $2,500 in annual value, it's the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hi, it's Jason Todd from Blue Sky Restoration. All hockey season, Blue Sky is restoring historic garden moments on the ice. Tune in to the Bruins Radio Network every home game to hear this date in history, restored by Blue Sky. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. Restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZFM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub. The Media Group station.
Bruins trailing 2-0 to the New York Islanders after 20 minutes here at TD Garden. Back for our first intermission along with Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. And for our first intermission tonight, we haven't had a chance to talk about the Metro Division yet this year as part of our early season divisional previews. Of course, that's where this Islanders team is located. We're going to start with the New Jersey Devils, who've gotten off to a really hot start. Winners of 8 in a row coming into tonight.
Here we go. Here's Nemitz in front for Jack. Takes his time. Shot scores! It's an overtime game winner.
Yeah, for New Jersey, it's been kind of hit or miss, right? I think when they're all healthy, they have the components to do some damage there in that Metro Division. Markstrom's a big factor in net for them. They've got good backup. Hughes is a superstar. Luke Hughes is really good on the back end. Is Dougie Hamilton long for New Jersey, or do they maybe make a move there, especially if Luke Hughes is, poised to take over that role and on a permanent basis? So I think that they've got a lot of components in New Jersey. I think Tommy Fitzgerald's done a really good job there. Sheldon Keefe behind the bench. They're a team that they have high expectations for themselves. They're on a pretty good roll right now. A long way to go in this season. We know that, but on a pretty good roll to start.
Got unlucky with the Hughes injury last year.
Yes.
Headed toward the playoffs.
Jack Hughes.
Yeah, the Jack Hughes injury. Carolina Hurricanes, former Bruin Taylor Hall joining the Hurricanes midseason last year, likes the makeup of this year's team.
I think our work ethic is always high, and it's, a staple of the group. Everyone, enjoys working hard, and it's just kind of the backbone of our team.
You talk to people around the league, and they're split on Carolina. Some people love the way that they play, that high tempo, go, always in your face, And others say that it's not sustainable when you get up against a good team in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Whether that's the case or not, they haven't been able to sustain it when the playoffs get a little heavy and they get against that same team every other night and a good team every other night. And you're not playing against other teams around the league. You're playing against one team night after night after night. And, they kind of figured out a little bit. They don't have that superstar. They swung for the fences last year with Rantanen. It obviously did not work out, and Rantanen ends up in Dallas. But they're a team that's certainly dangerous in the regular season. Can they make the significant jump to get over the hump in playoff time? They're one of the favorites every year.
Yeah, they're right there every year.
They've got all that skill. They've got all that speed. They work. But can they do it when the time comes? And so far they haven't been able to do that.
I don't think expectations were very, but they gotten off to a great start under new head coach Dan Muse.
We're all working together towards common goals. We want to make sure that we're getting better, a little bit better every day. We want to make sure that we're continuing to grow.
They're doing that. I mean, they're getting some great performances from some of their older guys, and Crosby and Malkin. You know who leads them in ice time, or has led them in ice time? Parker Wotherspoon.
Really?
Yes. He was +4 the other night, last night against St. Louis.
And Justin Brazeau scored again tonight already.
Brazeau scores again. He's
a couple
got
of
6
former
goals
Bruins
on the
there.
Season, right? But Wotherspoon's playing alongside Erik Karlsson, and they've been a good pair together. So, yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh really surprising a lot of people early on in the season.
The Washington Capitals had a dynamite regular season last year, and Spencer Carberry's team trying to put things together early this season.
The reality is we're trying to find a lot of things in our forward group right now. It's the one area of our game that just hasn't started the year that we would have liked from a chemistry standpoint, from a production standpoint.
Last year was such a feel-good story in so many ways. I mean, Ovechkin obviously with the goal chase and taking over the all-time goal-scoring record. But also, like, a lot of things happened well for Washington last year. Spencer Carberry did a good job with them. You know, I expect them to be good this year. I just don't know if they will be as good as they were last season.
And Ovechkin's gotten off to, a little slow start scoring-wise. Just 2 goals so far through 9 games, though he does have 7 points. We continue our look through the Metro Division with the Philadelphia Flyers. A new head coach, Rick Tocchet, has had positive reviews for Noah Cates and his line mates.
Well, listen, if you watch all year, I'm playing them against the best players on the other team. That's hard to do every night, and they're producing. Some nights it's being neutral is great.
Meanwhile, just up the road in New York, new head coach Mike Sullivan's Rangers struggling to score early, especially at Madison Square Garden.
Listen, of course we want to win. Do we want to be a harder team to play against at home? For sure. It's the age-old question. Is this the biggest game of the year? And my answer to that one always has been, yeah, it is.
Shesterkin's been good for them in net. They just, as you said, they haven't been able to put the puck in the net. They did lose 5-1 the other day in Calgary to the Calgary Flames. I think it was Calgary. It could have been in there. I'm not sure exactly where that game was, but Calgary beat them. But the Rangers, I mean, they've got too much talent not to be able to score. They have tightened it up defensively, but ultimately they've got to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net for them.
They got shut out in their first three home games.
At home.
That's a tough crowd to get shut out 3 games in a row. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, who've missed the playoffs for the 5th year in a row, despite finishing 7 games over 500, head coach Dean Evison likes the approach his group takes.
The players know how hard they played. They know how well they played. And they know they just need to keep doing that. We'll get rewarded.
That's our early season preview of the Metro Division. The New York Islanders, part of that division, they have a 2-0 lead over the Bruins at the end of one period here tonight as they were able to jump on the board just over a minute into the period, followed up by a Kyle Palmieri goal on a 6-on-5 at 4:52, and that is how they built that 2-0 lead. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines next, and then we'll be back with the second period here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Zoe, and if you've got mold or funky odors creeping around your home or office, don't mess around. Call my guys at Green Home Solutions. They'll restore your air quality safely, and that means healthier air for your kids, your pets, and grandma too. Visit greenhomesolutions.com/Boston to book your free consultation today and tell them Zoe sent you.
Good for customers, good for communities, good for business. Eastern Bank offers local full-service banking expertise to customers at convenient branches, from New Hampshire through Merrimack Valley to the Cape. Powered by a comprehensive range of financial products and services with a long history in the Merrimack Valley, our expert team is ready to help you work toward your financial goals with banking products that fit your life. Make a great choice and join us for good today. Learn more at easternbank.com, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Felger here. If your home or business is in need of a roof, contact my friends at East Coast Metal Roofing during their Fall into Savings sales event, where Sports Hub listeners get 10% off a new roof and financing options with no payment and no interest for 1 full year with the approved credit. That's a great deal. You will never have to replace your roof, have a lifetime transferable warranty, never rust, and can be installed on any style of home. Schedule a free quote by calling 844-611-ECMR. That's 844-611-ECMR, or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com. East Coast Metal Roofing, your lifetime roofing solution.
Sports fans and collectors, the Greater Boston Sports Collectors Show is back October 31st through November 2nd at Shriners Auditorium in Wilmington. Meet sports legends Irving Fryer, Tim Thomas, Ellis Burks, and more. Plus, over 300 sports memorabilia tables. For details, go to gbscconvention.com.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
NHL scoreboard right now in the third period. It's the Flyers 2, Penguins 1. Toronto has a 3-2 lead over Calgary. Tie game in the second period between the Golden Knights and Hurricanes. And Sabres have a 2-1 lead over Columbus. No score in the second period between Anaheim and the Panthers. Some other games just underway. Lightning, Predators, no score. Wild, they and the Jets, no score there either. And then a few other games later on tonight. Stars host the Capitals. Senators, they go to Chicago. Devils, Avalanche, Mammoth, Oilers, Rangers, Canucks. Just a wild night here in the NHL. Kraken in the late game against Montreal. And the Sharks of San Jose at 11 o'clock tonight against the Kings. And the Patriots are making moves today. They have signed Marcus Jones to an extension, 3 years, $36 million. They've made 2 trades. Keon White goes to the 49ers for a sixth-round pick, while Kyle Duggar, he is traded to the Steelers for a sixth-round swap. The Boston Bruins and Massachusetts State Lottery want to recognize the everyday heroes who make a difference. Nominate a local hero for the Bruins Community All-Star, presented by Massachusetts State Lottery. Submit your nomination today at bostonbruins.com/community all-star. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 50% off your next draft oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Mariwell. The second period next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Layer on the flavor with the DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Electrical contractors, Granite City Electric has a convenient way for you to pick up and access your materials 24/7. Introducing the GCE Night Train Depot. Pick up supplies when it's convenient for you. All materials are stored safely indoors and order size doesn't matter. It's not a locker. Best of all, it's free with over 27 Night Train Depot locations across New England. Convenience and savings all delivered to you from Granite City Electric Supply. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, fans, all your favorite NBA players are back. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass, plus score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Hope is here. 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Massachusetts only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Mayfield over by the Bruins bench to Schaefer near side. Quick passing around to the near circle, and Barzal in front. They score. Palmieri on the back door, and the Islanders grab a 2-0 lead, scoring with a goaltender pulled there on the delayed call. Yeah, that second goal coming less than 5 minutes into the first period, and the Islanders continue to lead 2-0 as we head to the second. Bo Horvat, 6th of the year from Jonathan Drouin at 1:08. And then Palmieri's 4th from Matthew Barzal and Bo Horvat at 4:52.
And some good things to take out of that period, Ryan, but you still find yourself down 2-0. And, you look at shots, 10-4. For the Bruins now, I thought they broke out of their zone fairly well. They didn't allow a lot of grade A chances. I mean, the first goal was obviously one, and the second goal with the goaltender pulled for the extra attacker on the delayed penalty was a little bit of a breakdown. But it sounds crazy, but it was better than what we saw last night. Yeah. And now they need to have that translate into some offensive opportunities and make it count. You still need some more out of individuals as well. Here's Middlestat getting a quick shot in on Sorokin, who makes the glove save. You go back to last night. How many second chances did they get? How many rebound chances did they get? How hard did they work? Very few. Did they make the goaltender work last night? And so far, it's the same thing here today. I mean, that's a little bit of a screen. That's a good shot. Using Schaefer as a screen there. Middlestat takes the shot between his legs and forces Sorokin to make a good glove save. But, bodies in front, second opportunities, get some greasy goals, get some greasy opportunities, get some greasy chances. And there has not been a lot of that on the offensive side of things. And because they've been poor defensively, especially last night, poor defensively, the offensive side kind of gets overshadowed when what you need to do in order to score some goals. Here's Marat Husnadinov, who's out there again with Elias Lindholm and David Pastrnak. That changed early last period. It did. And we got a penalty coming up here against the Islanders, and as the puck gets given away in the Bruins zone, that'll draw the whistle. Yeah, and they're saying that is that Lee going to the box? Yep. Saying that McAvoy chicken winged it, grabbed that with his elbow over the stick, and it was interesting that the referee all the way across the ice and up the ice made that call, not the one that was standing right there. As tends to seem to happen, it feels like. But he might have been not blocked out, but he might not have had the best view. So, and that's why you have the two referees. Yeah. The Bruins will get their first power play of the game. That to see if Lee has an argument or not. Fans, TD card holders score special benefits here at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. Boston, see if they can get on the board with the power play here. They're going to have to chase the puck all the way back to their own zone to get it started. Bruins ranked 20th in the league so far this year on the power play, 7 goals through 11 games. They were 0 for 1 yesterday in Ottawa. Zacha lost possession of it coming through the neutral zone, had to go back and get it. Now Pastrnak standing near the blue line. Everything's off here. It's way off. They end up off on a delayed offside. Now the Islanders going the other way, and Horvat
Gets a shot off the shoulder of Korpisalo. Pastrnak picks up the pace, headed the other direction. Geekie just inside the line. Gets batted in behind Sorokin. Comes around to the near circle. McAvoy from the top of the circle tried to shoot. That was blocked off. Geekie, far side circle, goes down into the corner with it. Brings it back to McAvoy at the right point. Geekie again, far circle. Zacha with it back to the net. Gives back to Geekie, and a one-timer finds the backboard. McAvoy, near side corner. 59 to go on the power play. Poked away from Zacha by Schaefer. And he'll be batted up the far side by Schaefer and out down toward the net of Jonas Korpisalo, who comes out between the circles to play it on for Pastrnak. 42 seconds left on the Anders Lee penalty. Carried back into the attack zone by Arvidsson. Hampus Lindholm gets it over to Jokiharju. In the right wing corner. Middlestat back to Jokiharju with the right point. Middlestat again on that right wing circle far side. Bruins shooting in the end to our left here in the period as Jokiharju's shot gets knocked down in front off Cizikas. Hampus Lindholm holds out near the blue line. Jokiharju at the right point. Middlestat again right circle. Center blue line. Lindholm shot. And the blocker stopped by Sorokin. Lindholm's got it back from Pastrnak. Gave over to Middlestat far side. Up top for Lindholm. Back to Pastrnak. One-timer. And it caught Sorokin off the mask. And the Islanders able to clear it all the way down.
Yeah, Sorokin got over to his right. I thought he might, look at the referee and throw that mask off. But that caught him like squarely in the mask on that one-timer. Pastrnak wanted that.
Power play is over. Islanders back at full strength. Get it into the Boston zone. Duclair played toward the corner. Aspero there for Boston. And Arvidsson will push it up through neutral ice. Corrali on the right side to Asamont. Poked into the right corner. Corrali tried to get it back to the point, but Duclair cut that off. D'Angelo behind the net finds Marshall Warren. Playing in just his second NHL game. He's a Long Island native playing for his hometown team.
That's a penalty, yeah.
And he's going to get a penalty here as Kastelik goes down.
Right back on the power play here for the Bruins. Best chance for Pastrnak, right? And Lindholm had a wrist shot from the point that, you're looking for a tip. You look at last night, right? Ottawa Sanderson just wrists it from the point. And there's that high tip in between the hash marks. Bruins looking for a little bit more out of that.
So Warren will sit here in the penalty box.
He's got his stick in between the legs of Kastelik there.
In addition to being a Long Island native, played 4 years at Boston College and a year at Michigan. As the Bruins get set up on the power play here once again. Pastrnak will play it around behind the net. Ricochets toward the near circle. McAvoy tracks it there. Gives it to Geekie under pressure from Palmieri. Gets knocked down, and Bullock able to push it out to center ice.
I need McAvoy to take that shot there. Right? Clean face-off win. He's got Lindholm goes right to the front of the net. You've got a lane. Take that shot. Establish the shot.
Zacha brings it across the line. Here is Geekie, top of the left circle. Gets it toward the side of the net. Elias Lindholm.
Zacha wide open.
McAvoy to Pastrnak, top of the right circle. Tried to get it in front. Blocked off with the leg of Pellet. And a shot. They score. Zacha got it to Lindholm in the right circle. And he one-times at home. Bruins cut it in half, 2-1.
As the other teams use it, the Bruins don't use it enough. That's that bumper. It requires quick puck movement. It requires knowing what you want to do with the puck before it's on your stick. And this is what happens here with Zacha. They move it down in the right wing circle to Pastrnak. He's going to go down to the goal line to Zacha, and it's a one-touch pass right into the bumper as Lindholm starts in front and then pops out. And it's just a quick one-timer. He's inside the dot, right wing circle. He's going to beat Sorokin 5-hole. But it's the puck movement. It's the quickness of the puck movement. They need more of that.
That's the 4th goal of the year for Elias Lindholm. They have all come on the power play. He's got 4 of the 8 Bruins power play goals this season. Puck in the air at center ice. Glove down by a leaping Aspero. And it'll be a hand pass as it's played on to Kastelik. Going back to your point about, wanting to see McAvoy take that shot at the beginning of the power play. During our pregame conversation with him tonight, I asked him, when the power play works versus when it doesn't work, what are you doing differently? And he said, we shoot more.
It's not something that they're not telling him.
Right.
And especially if he's repeating it, it's definitely been told. And it's not every time Ryan, it's not a bad thing to back them off with the shot. When you have full possession, you've got bodies in front, you've got a lane to the front of the net. Yes.
Schaefer able to get Pajot down the right wing circle here for the Islanders. Pajot circled behind the net, tried to play it across. It was deflected up into the air, stayed in play off the near glass, and Corrali brings the Bruins back towards center ice. Jokiharju trying to drive one in.
Big bomb there either. It's just, you look at Sanderson last night, it's just a wrist shot when you've got the lane and you've got a body in front.
Here's Lee into the Boston zone. D'Angelo cutting toward the right wing circle. The puck on his stick. Forced out of the zone by Jeannot. It's about 5 minutes gone, second period. Bruins on the board, trailing 2-1. Lindholm from Zacha and Pasternak at 3:57. Warren will steal run ahead for Siplikov, and he paid the price. Minton drove him to the boards. Aspero out of the far corner.
Nice
Minton
pass.
touched it along for Geekie. Geekie had it deflected, but came back to Minton. Here's Zadorov moving toward the top of the far circle. Over to Geekie. One-timer hit the crossbar and goes up out of play.
Yeah, nice pass there, and Geekie gets this one-timer, and he gets a lot of it. He said off the crossbar, but that's a good rush. Minton getting a little bit more comfortable every day, it seems like. He's one of the few guys that had some real good jump yesterday in that game. He's followed it up with another good start here in this one. Good hit along the wall. Nice breakout by Aspero. Gets that rush going down in their own zone.
Don Sweeney was doing an interview with our colleagues over at Nesson prior to the game. He said he thought Minton was the best Bruin on the ice last night in that loss in Ottawa. As here's Arvidsson moving down the right wing circle, forced in behind the net, stays with the puck, brings it around near side. Middlestat in the slot has a one-timer block.
Bruins are getting their push here, right? I mean, they've had a couple good shifts here. Now they got to keep going, and it's done a better job defensively. Haven't given the Islanders a whole lot.
Arvidsson to Zacha back into the New York zone. Back to Arvidsson, shot in and out of the glove of Sorokin. Islanders will lob it back out to center ice. McAvoy diving back to try to keep it away from Duclair, does. Zadorov settles it. Pass up the right side for Arvidsson. Hands off to a cutting Middlestat. Middlestat moving in right circle, and his attempt gets blocked up and out of play as Mayfield came sliding across. 13:48 to go in the second period, and the Bruins on the board. They trail the Islanders 2-1 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Puka, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins. Because they'll...
Be fine in the spacious third row seat.
But the twins...
Can sleep peacefully thanks to the rear manual sunshade.
And what about the...
Extra cargo space for strollers and dog beds?
I guess you're right.
Can we go to the hospital now? The contractions are getting closer.
The three-row Lexus TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe. Click the banner to discover more. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
In the spirit of Halloween, Awake 180 is offering free consultations all month long. Learn how scary, easy losing weight can be for free. Awake180weightloss.com.
It's scary goalie season at Sports Etc. Arlington. Now through Halloween, get up to 30% off all goalie equipment from top brands. It all comes to a dead stop on October 31st. Sports Etc. Boston's best hockey shop, 1303 Mass Ave in Arlington.
Hey, it's Beetle from my dealership, 495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Lowell, where you'll save thousands on all new Ram light duty, heavy duty, and ProMaster vans. Or choose the lowest lease payments of the year on all Ram trucks. Visit 495ram.com.
I know, Nelson. I'm telling them. Winter doesn't knock politely. It kicks the door in. That's why Super Service Today gives your home more than a tune-up. It gets a winter defense plan, a deep camera look inside your furnace's heart, an examination of the drains and filters, and pressure tests that spot trouble before it's too late. It's $199 and also makes you a Total Care member where you get 2 free visits per year, priority scheduling, and peace of mind. Because when winter bares its teeth, we have your back. Book now at superservicetoday.com.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Elias Lindholm's power play goal is tonight's electric play, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. That goal has the Bruins back within 1. 13:45 to go here in the second period as the puck gets rimmed around and out of the Islanders zone. Peak will play it for Pasternak. Try to tip it into the attack zone. Schaefer nearly had his pocket picked by Husnudinov, and they're in a one-on-one battle going all the way down to the end boards. Now it'll be played across ice by Drouin toward the Boston line. Batted out of the air by Hampus Lindholm, who dives to try to keep that puck out of the zone and does. Husnudinov picks it up at the center ice circle, brings it across the Islander line. Pasternak gives it back to Peak, over to Lindholm, top of the circle, far side, Pasternak scores!
Could see that developing perfectly. That was well executed. Entry into the zone. First of all, Lindholm is the guy that gloves the puck in the neutral zone. He dives to touch it because
it would have been a hand pass.
It would have been a hand pass. So he gets a piece of it, keeps the play alive. Now they get into the offensive zone. Good hard D to D pass. And Lindholm steps into left wing circle. He's wide open. Fake slap shot. But the seam is wide open for Pasternak. I mean, from where we sit, you can just see that thing opening right up. And fake slap shot. Pass over to Pasternak. And then Pasternak, he does the rest. Sorokin is frozen a little bit. Initially, because he sees the fake slap shot. I think Patrick was complaining. He thought it might have been a hand pass. But when I saw Lindholm dive for that puck, I just didn't know if it hit off another Bruin before that.
So with 13:11 to go here in the second period, Bruins have erased a 2-goal deficit.
That seam from left wing circle to right wing circle. And the fake slap shot that freezes Sorokin gives Pasternak all he needs to finish that one off.
That's the 6th of the year for Pasta.
So what we talked about, it's got a different feel. Even though they were down 2-0, now all of a sudden you started to see their push here in the second period. They get the power play goal. A couple good shifts following that. Now another goal. They never had that push last night.
Right.
You never felt like, oh, here it comes.
Well, certainly helped, not just by the power play goal, but they had 2 power plays early in this period, and that is something they did. They only had 1 chance the entire night last night. We never put Ottawa in a position they needed to take a penalty. Crowd is alive as Kastelik gets a long pass into the attack zone and gets the shot off of Sorokin.
Couldn't get his feet moving. By the time he got that pass, he was almost flat-footed.
Here's Corrali in the left wing corner. Around the far board, Zadorov hustling over. Keeps it in just in front of the Bruins bench. Corrali out of the right corner now. Will twist it back down low. Kastelik keeps it moving. Zadorov at the left point. Plays over to McAvoy far side. Now Corrali gives back to Zadorov. He's got McAvoy left circle moving in. Score! It deflected off either Asamont or Pajot right in front of the net, and the Bruins have a 3-2 lead. It'll be Asamont.
Yeah, Asamont, good body position in front, but the movement, first of all, Zadorov, great hustler to keep a puck in just inside the blue line. Keep the play alive, and then him and McAvoy switch out at the point. The movement there, McAvoy moved the puck down low. He gets his feet moving through the seam, doesn't get a return pass. Puck goes back to Zadorov. Zadorov into the left wing circle to McAvoy, and then McAvoy wrists this puck towards the net. And Asamont with great position there on Pajot, and I think it goes off of his skate and in.
And the
Islanders will take a timeout.
3 goals in 3 minutes and 51 seconds for the Bruins to go from down 2-0 to up 3-2. Elias Lindholm from Zacha and Pasternak on the power play, and Pasternak from Hampus Lindholm and Andrew Peak at 6:49, and this one comes at the 7:48 mark.
You know, the difference is you never felt this last night. There was never a push.
Yeah.
It was just, and Sturm talked about the bench and the dejected players that he had in front of him last night.
He said the energy level was the worst he's seen this year.
And there's only one way out of it. You got to dig yourself out of it.
So for Mikey Asamont, that's his 3rd goal of the season. And it puts the Bruins up less than midway through this second period. Puck dumped into the Boston zone. Zadorov gets it from McAvoy. Backhands it along to Minton. They're caught up in a little traffic. Now clears it out towards center ice. Bouncing puck evades Geekie. But Geekie stays with it, able to help force a turnover. Minton throws one toward the front of the net, but Pelech was right there. Zizekas brings the Islanders up the near right wing. Play toward the corner. McLean backhanded behind the net. Siplikov got it back to Pelech. He winds and fires, and that one goes wide on the glove side. Taken off the near boards by Jeannot. Out to center ice, picked off there by Zizekas, and right back deep it comes. 8.5 minutes gone by here in the second. Jeannot dropped it back to McAvoy. Zadorov hammers it off the far glass. It gets out toward the red line. Islanders will take it back from there. Barzal got it back to Mayfield inside his own zone. And now Schaefer going to carry it forward. Across the red line, pass to the right side for Palmieri. Palmieri moves it down the right circle. Schaefer back to Barzal, high slot. And it got through him and all the way back down to the Islanders' end. Mayfield will start it forward again. Gives to Schaefer. Cutting toward the right side. Lays it deep. He'll head off on a change. Peak collects the puck behind Korpisalo. Deflected puck got to Middlestat. He's got Arvidsson up the right side. And deep it goes behind Sorokin. Zaka able to seal D'Angelo off of it. Arvidsson out of the far corner. Shoved by Warren. In free to D'Angelo. And the Islanders will move out with Warren headmanning along for Palmieri. He'll play it around behind Korpisalo. Peak reversed it toward the near corner. Hampus Lindholm trying to chip it up the wall. Helps keep it moving. Knocking it out of the air with a glove again. And now we'll play it in from the red line and go for a change. D'Angelo steps out from behind his net here for New York. Skates it out to his own blue line. Off toward the far side for Warren. And helped in deep by Heineman. Aspero got tripped up in the near corner but got the puck out to the blue line. It comes across ice toward the far side for Jokiharju. Played up the right wing for Usnadinov. Jokiharju took a tumble on that far side. Islanders able to gain the blue line. Now Jokiharju get it tangled up again out near the blue line. And that puck forced out of the zone but can't get it moving through neutral. Horvat back inside his own zone. McAvoy and Zadorov assist on that goal by Asimon at 7:48. Pajot played around behind the Bruins net. Aspero able to win it back here for Boston.
Yeah, he separated his man from the puck. Fortunately, he turned back into a little trouble there.
On the far side, just out of Pasternak's reach, held into the line by Mayfield. Holmstrom coming down into the left wing corner. A centering pass had Pajot in front, but he was tied up. Holmstrom, near circle Schaefer. Hands off back at the blue line to Mayfield. Carries it down the right wing circle. Centering pass off the stick of Korpisalo. Pasternak will take it out of the zone. Send it up off the glass through the neutral ice. Yep. Providing some pressure here deep as Schaefer goes behind the net. And Pasta will head off as part of this Bruins change. Up the right side comes Zizekas. But runs out of room against Zadorov. McAvoy able to push it into the far corner. 8.5 minutes to play here in the second period. Bruins leading by a goal. Zadorov sends up the left side. It'll go all the way around the Islanders zone to Corrali on the far side. Kastelik gives it back to him. Now McAvoy at the right point. Kastelik center of the blue line. Off the near board. Zadorov takes it. Shoots and it's blocked up over the net. Corrali got it back to McAvoy. His shot tipped on. Save made by Sorokin. Rebound was there for a moment.
Yeah, big rebound.
Islanders clear it away here. Zizekas and McLean moving forward. McAvoy trying to hold up McLean as they go crashing to the end wall. Kastelik backhands it along for Asimov. He'll bring it to the red line and send a floater towards Sorokin. Goes bouncing past him into the far corner. D'Angelo's got it now near side. And he'll circle back behind his net. Now Barzal from the near circle. Try to get it deep. Blocked by Zaka. Peak to Hampus Lindholm. Middlestat tips a pass on to Zaka. Tried to get it back into the middle off of Middlestat's leg.
I think he was trying to go to Arvidsson cross ice there.
Had him coming down the left side. On the near boards. Middlestat out near the blue line to keep in. Sends for Zaka near corner. Gets all the way around to the far side. Arvidsson gets it back down low. Zaka fighting off a check. Now gets knocked down behind the net. Middlestat keeps it moving back to Hampus Lindholm. Walks it toward the middle. Took a shot. Blocked by Pelech in front. Sitting loose in the slot. Nobody can get a stick to it. Now it comes back to Hampus at the point. He'll play it back toward the near side circle. Arvidsson had turned around. Zacha swatted the puck in his direction. Goes high up off the glass on a clearing effort and does get back down toward Boston territory. And now Duclair trying to fight his way around Andrew Peeke. Got the puck to Barzal, who tried to go over to the far side for Palmieri.
Good recovery by Peeke.
Mayfield on the near side boards against Middlestat. 6.5 to go here in the second period. Zacha kicks it out of the corner. Hampus Lindholm to Peeke. To Arvidsson, angles it up the boards far side. Bruins will hustle some changes on here as Heineman brings the Islanders back on the attack. Drop pass for Horvat, near side circle, a centering pass broken up. Comes back down low. Heineman bringing toward the near circle. Backhanded toward the wall by Schaefer, picked off Geekie. Gets the puck out, but it'll be played back toward the Boston line by Mayfield. Glove down there by Aspero. And we got a whistle, and the puck was touched with a high stick. We'll get a timeout here with 5:55 to play in the second period. It's the Bruins 3 and the Islanders 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline, 2026 Passport, or 2026 CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. But try picking your fave from all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or 2026 HR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Hit 98.5thesportshub.com.
Bruins with 3 goals in this second period. On those goals, 6 total assists. And with those feeds, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates another $600 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 98.5thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. 5:55 to play here in the second. Bruins leading 3-2 here over the Islanders. Face off just outside the Boston blue line, and the Bruins will control. Pass up the far side wing, hit the linesman just outside of the Bruins zone. They're able to regain, though. Aspero plays up the middle here to Pasternak. Left side for Husnadinov. Now back to Pasternak, coming down the left wing circle. Goes in behind the net. Backhands one in front. And taken away. Pajot will skate it out towards center ice and dump into the Boston zone. Softly into the near corner. Jokiharju and Aspero both over here in this near corner for Boston. Jokiharju will skate it back behind his net. Pasternak into the middle for Elias Lindholm. Comes across the red line, now in over the blue to Husnadinov on the right side. He'll play it back down low. Pasternak around the near side. Hampus Lindholm waiting and gets it back down toward the end boards. Pelech there for New York. Husnadinov able to get that puck free. Takes it toward the far circle. Back to Peeke at the point. Lindholm center blue line. On to Pasternak for a one-timer from the near wall. Knocked away by Sorokin. Pulick sends up off the glass and out. It's off the linesman's skate. It goes right to Andrew Peeke.
Nice little kick pass over to Peeke in the middle there by the linesman. No, I mean, it's just the battle level has been there. You know, I think Geekie talked about it in our pregame show, one of the cuts that we had about, you know, winning board battles. And just the compete level's been far better than it was yesterday.
Puck goes out of play into the Bruins bench, and with it, another timeout. 4:27 to go here in the second. Bruins 3, Islanders 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Hi, I'm Patty Staples.
And I'm Paula Salamina. We're business development managers at Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Have you experienced property damage? Blue Sky is your emergency partner to restore your home or business after disaster.
Whether it's water, fire, mold, or storms, call Blue Sky before you call anyone else, because we'll take care of everything from beginning to end.
And with locations across New England, we will be there in no time to get you back on your feet.
So visit goblusky.com, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Restoring your property and your life
for a brighter tomorrow.
Hey, it's Big Jim. Heading to a game at the Garden this season, just take the train to North Station. With commuter rail, kids 11 and under always ride free. And if the game's on a weekend, you can ride with $10 weekends. So don't be late battling traffic and parking. Yuck. Buy tickets from a conductor on board or at the M-Ticket app and take the train straight to the game.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
4:27 left, second period. Bruins 3, Islanders 2. Start of a 3-game homestand here for Boston. They will have the Sabres in town on Thursday, and then an afternoon affair against the Hurricanes on Saturday. This puck gets lobbed through the neutral zone. This is 4th home game in the last 5. It's a stretch of 6 out of 7 here on home ice. Heineman reverses it around behind the Islander net toward the near corner. Mayfield drops it back, gets it back from Schaefer. Up through the neutral zone. Drouin kept it moving, and now here's Horvat breaking free, and 2 shots turned away by Korpisalo.
That's the saves you needed. The Bruins haven't had any breakdowns this period, but that was a big one.
Drouin and a drop one off for Barzal, cutting toward the right wing circle, goes around behind the net. Palmieri off the feed. And it bounced off his stick, but able to track it down. Drouin got it back to the point. Bullock will play it toward the far side. Mayfield's pass redirected toward that far circle. Now Barzal in behind the net. Centers out toward that far side, and Drouin's shot again turned away by Korpisalo from in tight. But played around toward the Islander bench, just on Duclair. He's got it near or far circle. Got the shot off the stick of Korpisalo.
Yeah, I had him leaning a little bit.
Boston gets it cleared out toward neutral ice. Palmieri gets it right back in across the line. Barzal turns with it along the near boards. Walks down toward the hash marks. Here's Pelech with a shot that angles wide on the short side.
Yeah, you got a tired group out there for the Bruins right now. It's
Barzal, long shot. Korpisalo is going to be able to cover that one and get them the face-off and the line change they need.
That hit somebody in front of the net there.
Tell. It looks like Palmieri might be a little shaken up.
I don't know if he got a stick up high or he got the puck up high. That was a wrist shot coming in.
Number 27, 4-minute double minor for high sticking.
High sticking, yeah.
High sticking on Hampus Lindholm.
Oh, yeah. Palmieri in front of the net. That puck got through. That was a long shift for the Bruins right there. They couldn't get the pucks. They were gassed, couldn't get a line change. The Islanders smartly just turned that puck quickly back up ice.
So a double minor to Lindholm. Islanders 0 for 1 on the power play, but they'll have a 4-minute version here. As Palmieri injured with that high stick. Oh, the Islanders Trying to gain back a little bit of momentum there in the last couple of minutes. Now with a big opportunity after giving up 3 unanswered here in the period.
The timeout helped them, right? It settled them down, steadied them a little bit. Then things kind of went dormant for a few minutes, and then the Islanders just had a good push there in that last shift.
Face off in the defensive zone. Mark Kastelik will take it. He and Corrali up front. McAvoy and Zadorov, the deep pairing here on the 4-man unit. Off the face-off. Puck comes free to Drouin. Schaefer. They work it back to Drouin on the near side. Back to Schaefer again, center of the blue line. Drouin at the right dot. Pivots away from Corrali toward the near board. Schaefer up top. Walks it toward his left. Got a shot through. Corpusalo blockered it off toward the far corner.
Done that a couple times, you know, the movement at the top, and when you've got the lane to get it through, establish that shot.
Here's Drouin near circle. Back to Barzal. Try to center. Blocked by Zadorov. Kastelik's got it. He's going to carry out. Shorthanded from the red line. Chips it down the left wing corner. Goes in after it against Pajot. Takes a tumble. Gives Boston a chance to change up the penalty killers. 3:18 to go in the double minor. Schaefer wheels back toward his own blue line. Looking to deal up ice and now backs up into his own zone. Gives to Drouin. Passes right for Barzal. Steps in across the line, handing to Pajot, but the Bruins turn that away, and Schaefer's back at center ice. And at 45 to go in the period, 2:52 left on the Bruins penalty. Schaefer got it down into the near corner. Peak there against Duclair. Now Yoki Haru and Schaefer both come in to the fray. But frozen up along the boards here. And Horvat trying to dig it loose. It comes toward the slot, and Elias Lindholm will send it all the way down.
3 guys in the battle, and Elias Lindholm's the safety. He's just outside the battle, and that puck comes free, and he's an easy clear for him.
And at 13 to go in the period. D'Angelo starts it up here for New York. Carries it through center ice. All the way in across the line. From the near circle, shoots it around the boards. Heineman, far corner. Lost it to Minton, but couldn't get it cleared. And now Heineman finds Lee coming down the inside of that far circle. One-timer. Corpusalo comes up with another big one. Duclair, a centering pass. Ricocheted on, and Corpusalo, another nice stop. Duclair for the near circle. 43 to go in the period. D'Angelo to Duclair. Down low, Lee tried to get it in front. And again, Corpusalo active with that stick. Got a piece of it. Bruins get it out here with 30 to go. Minute 36 to go on the double minor to Hampus Lindholm. Barzal from his own blue line. Started to leave the puck behind. Had to turn back and get it. Now he'll carry it forward. Stick handling into the zone. Into the right circle. Aspero stays right with him. On the near side, it'll come to Duclair. At the hash mark. 7 to go in the period. Duclair deals it back to D'Angelo out near the blue line. Couldn't get a shot off. Goes to Duclair, and a wide angle shot misses the net. And that'll do it for period number 2. Islanders will still have 1:09 of power play time left on the second half of that double minor to Hampus Lindholm. But it's the Bruins who score all 3 goals in that period and have a 3-2 lead at the end of 40 minutes. And we'll be back with the second intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot or 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline, 2026 Passport, or 2026 CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Looking for a spooktacular deal this Halloween? Visit the 99 restaurant this Friday for Kids Eat Free. Or feed the family at home with a delicious family meal to go. You gotta love the nines.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Electrical contractors, do you travel to job sites every morning wondering when your materials will arrive? Granite City Electric Supply can change that feeling and have your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery guaranteed by 6 a.m. to most job sites throughout New England. Or pick up at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations, providing convenient 24/7 access to materials for pickup on your schedule. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Plays over to McAvoy, far side. Now Corrali gives back to Zadorov. He's got McAvoy left circle moving in. Score! It deflected off either Asamont or Pajot right in front of the net, and the Bruins have a 3-2 lead. It'll be Asamont. And that is our score after two periods here at TD Garden. The Bruins 3 and the Islanders 2. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Asamont's goal was the third for the Bruins in a span of just under 4 minutes. They got a couple of early power play chances in that second period, scored on the second one, and kind of used that as a springboard forward for the next 10 minutes or so to really kind of take over the second period.
First one wasn't as sharp, and the second unit actually had a couple of opportunities. Pastrnak stayed out there, so we'll call it the second unit, but he was with, the rest of the guys were second unit power play. You got the one-timer that went off the mask of Sorokin, and there was another opportunity there as well, but, with Lindholm getting the wrist shot through, that gave it a little life, I think, because there was a power play that came right after the first one ended, and that's the puck movement you're looking for. That one-touch pass from Zacha, you don't get it, dust it off, think about what you want to do with it. It's not on your stick. You're just one-touching it right to Lindholm, and it doesn't take much. Lindholm starts in front. He pops out a little bit above the hash mark, right wing circle, and he's poised for the one-timer. And it's a quick shot, and that's the type of puck movement you're looking for. When a power play's on, you see them using that bumper all the time. It's great to have Pastrnak as a weapon over in the left wing flank, or even if it's in the right wing. He was in the right wing side circle that time, because you've also got Geekie as a threat on the one-timer if he goes to the other side. So you can utilize different looks on that power play, but some of the movement and then the puck movement, that was what was there, and that gets them going. And then you see the push. They had a couple good shifts right after that. You see the second goal fall for them, and now they're rolling, and then you get the third one. Good movement with and without the puck in the offensive zone that creates a scoring chance where McAvoy's alone in the left wing circle, and he gets that puck to Asamont is in front in a battle in front trying to get body position and gets it and goes off of him and in. So timeout by Patrick Roy. Islanders seem to steady themselves. They had the better of the opportunities late in that second period. Korpisalo was huge. He made some big saves late in that second period. Not only on the power play, but just before the power play occurred. That long shift that they had inside the zone for the Islanders, Bruins couldn't get off the ice. That's what caused the penalty in the first place, or helped cause the penalty in the first place for high sticking. They started to have their push. They still have a power play for 1 minute and 9 seconds. A lot of time left in this game.
You know, the Bruins had their push. Now the Islanders are trying to have their push. So you've seen some momentum swings today. I hate to keep referring to yesterday, but it was just so, like, it was just so, when are the Bruins going to have a push? And they never, ever really had one. Today, you could see some of the momentum swings throughout this game.
The middle goal of those three, the David Pastrnak goal, his 6th of the season, set up on a nice play by Hampus Lindholm. Good to see him back in the lineup and having an impact right away.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's in the box for 4 minutes now, but he's, yeah, it gives, and Aspros filled in nicely. You know, I've kind of keyed on him today. First NHL game, even though he's been around in the minors in the American Hockey League for a number of years. He plays a simple game, and he's physical. He's not the tallest guy, but he's pretty strong. He's bulky, and he can get in people's way. You know, he had one shift there where there was a couple times where he just couldn't quite pin his guy or separate his guy from the puck, but for the most part, he's been able to do that. And he's made a couple of good plays coming out of the zone as well. So that they're just, the compete level is what they're looking for right now. Not just him, but everybody. Sure. And I think it's so much better than it was yesterday. You know, you heard Geeky talk about winning battles along the wall. Breaking out of their zone has been night and day.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, right from the drop of the puck, even though they got down, they were trailing 2-0 early. It wasn't because they couldn't break the puck out of their zone. Yeah. Yesterday's ills at the beginning of the game, especially, and even in the early second period, they just could not move the puck effectively out of their end. Today, they're skating, they're moving, the puck movement is way better. They're not chopping the puck up into pieces when they get it on their stick. It's just, you know, there's a more confident group coming out of their own zone today.
And I think you said it at the beginning of that period, like they needed to get some greasy chances and greasy goals. They get one that Asamont fights for space in front of the net and ends up getting rewarded for it.
I'd still like to see them get to a couple second chances, get to a couple rebounds maybe. Sorokin left one or two of them in that period and they weren't able to get to them, but you know, that'll come. I mean, it's I guess baby steps, you know, you clean certain things up and other things will start to take care of themselves. But it's been better, but now they got to finish it off with 20 minutes to go and a 3-2 lead. Yeah, you have to kill off a minute 9 worth of power play time to start the period and see if they can get what would only be their second win in the last 9 games. Well, it was Elias Lindholm on the power play, David Pastrnak, and Mikey Asamont all scoring again in the space of 3 minutes and 51 seconds in that second period. From 3:57 to 7:48 on the clock, those 3 goals that have the Bruins up by a score of 3-2. Islanders have a 20-15 shots on goal edge through 2 periods. Bruins had an 11-10 edge themselves in the second. Time now for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation. Iron Maiden returns. Run for Your Lives World Tour 2026 at TD Garden on September 9th with special guest Megadeth. Get tickets Friday at livenation.com. We're going to check out the Sports Hub headlines next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. With $2,500 in annual value, the new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business is the card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more, just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Be sure to tune in for a chance to win tickets to go see the professional bull riders for the first time ever in Boston in January at the TD Garden. Listen to Joe Murray every night this week to win. Tickets available at tdgarden.com.
Cut your energy bills without sacrificing comfort. Upgrade your home with Bruin Remodeling and their energy-efficient windows, providing superior insulation and comfort. They offer free estimates with no obligation. Plus, when you tell them Big Jim sent you, they'll give you up to 20% off your project. Visit BruinRemodeling.com to schedule your in-home estimate.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Well, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, NHL scoreboard, a few finals. The Flyers won in the shootout over the Penguins 3-2. The Maple Leafs got a 4-3 win over the Flames. Some other games currently in action right now. Tied at 3, Hurricanes and Golden Knights. Third period, 3 minutes to go in that one. Sabres have a 3-2 lead over the Blue Jackets early in the third period. Ducks 2, Panthers 0. The Lightning, they have a 1-0 lead over Nashville midway through the first period. Jets 2-0 lead over the Wild. And the Red Wings have a 2-1 lead over the Blues. And at the World Series, Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead right now over the Dodgers. Dodgers have a 2-1 series lead. The Boston Bruins and Arbella Insurance are giving 12 youth hockey players the chance to be the Arbella Kid Captain. Joining the starting lineup on the ice for the national anthem, winners receive 4 tickets, a custom jersey, brand new equipment, and a VIP game day experience. Enter now at bostonbruins.com/kid captain. The Bruins, they have a 3-2 lead entering the third period. I'm Joe Murray. Third period's next. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
He roofs it, top shelf. When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston Pregames with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team. Ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR solution. Barracuda's XDR solution is relentless, fast, and always keeping threats in check. Contact IntraSystems today to protect your business with the champions of cybersecurity. Remember, a good defense wins championships and keeps your data safe. Access Security Trust. Intrasystems.com.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign. Donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless Boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
This is New England Patriots quarterback Josh Dobbs, and Autodesk is the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots. Autodesk is all around us, including here at Gillette Stadium. What fans might not know is that stadiums, buildings, and the new Patriots Training Center were built with the help of Autodesk Construction Cloud software. Autodesk helps the Patriots and the Kraft Group bring their construction vision to life.
Autodesk, changing how the world is designed and made. Visit Autodesk.com.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Pastrnak gets the signal, scoops up the puck. He'll angle left over the line slowly. Wheels back toward the middle. Into the slot, delays, fake, shoots, he scores! Pastrnak buries it on the penalty shot. Snap to the far side. Into the slot, Pastrnak takes a look. He'll bank it ahead.
He thought about it, but
this might scoot in. He scores!
And this date in Bruins history, restored by Blue Sky, and it takes us back just a couple of years. This date in 2023, David Pastrnak scoring the second penalty shot goal of the season and banked in an empty netter, helping to lead the Bruins past the Detroit Red Wings 4-1. This date in Bruins history restored by Blue Sky. Remember, if you have a property disaster, visit gobluesky.com. That's goblusky.com. Blue Sky Restoration, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow. We head to the third period here at TD Garden. Bruins up 3-2 thanks to 3 unanswered goals in the second period. Islanders, though, will have 1:09 of power play time to start the third as they try to tie it up.
Yeah, thanks to the 3 goals, but also thanks to Korpisalo, who made some big saves. The tail end of that second period, not only on the power play, but he shot Horvat twice, point blank. Horvat got free on that left side. We said there haven't been a ton of breakdowns for the Bruins, but in this game, but that was a big one, and Horvat was left alone to walk in down that left wing side. Got his own rebound, 2 saves in a row, and then a couple big saves during that power play sequence as well.
Well, the Islanders on their third power play of the game. Bruins will be going from left to right here in the third period. Sean Corrali, Mark Kastelik, joined by Charlie McAvoy and Nikita Zadorov on the penalty-killing unit to get it started here. And face-off, one back into the Bruins zone here. Zadorov will circle back toward the back of the net, fires it all the way down ice.
That went off the glass. I thought he was going to throw that puck up into the stands.
Islanders start forward here. Schaefer, Drouin. On the right side, Palmieri plays it around Zadorov into the back, toward the back of the net. McAvoy keeps it moving around the near side wall and back out to center ice. 40 seconds left on the double minor to Hampus Lindholm. Just inside the Boston line, Barzal walks it toward the center of the blue line, gives off left side, Palmieri one-timer, and the left pad save. Schaefer throws it back toward the high slot. Barzal couldn't handle it. Corrali does, and he'll send it all the way down and head off on a change. 20 seconds to go on the Islander power play as Sorokin, handling the puck behind the net, will give it to DeAngelo. Left side for Holmstrom, drives it in from the left wing all the way around the far side and back out of the zone, and now Pelech has to hustle back, as you know, was bearing down on him near the Islander blue line as that puck sat down. Hampus comes out of the box. Bruins kill off the 4-minute double minor and still lead 3-2. Minute 20 gone here in the third period. Puck held up behind the Bruins net. Pete comes free with it toward the near corner. Lobs one out towards center ice. Comes bouncing down. Husnudinov trying to fight his way through DeAngelo. Loosens up the puck for Pastrnak, who turns and fires from out near the blue line. That one looked to be going wide. Scooped up with a glove by Sorokin.
Yeah, first things first, kill off that penalty. They do. Nice job. Couple of good clears. Yeah, when Zadorov went back for that puck, and he turned, I thought he was going to go around the boards with it, which would have been on his forehand, but he turned and fired that puck. And just stayed in, fortunately, with no delay of game penalty.
An offensive zone face-off for Lindholm. Husnudinov's been on this That's normally the top line throughout most of this game.
Yeah, started in the. It changed it in the first period, right? It did
a couple of shifts in, it felt like.
Yeah.
Puck goes out of play here, so have another face-off coming up in the Islanders zone. Was deflected out.
Seems to be the direction they're leaning right now when you've got home ice, which means you get the last change. Zadorov, McAvoy duo together. It helps when you've got Hampus Lindholm back in your lineup.
Certainly.
You can spread it out a little bit.
And Mason Lohrei a scratch tonight with Hampus back in off of IR. They sent Callahan down to Providence. Aspero, who got called up the other day, making his NHL debut tonight, has been solid.
He's been...
Well, Sorokin just stumbled as he tried to come out of the crease to play that puck off a dump in.
Is he even coming out?
I don't know. He just kind of fell down and almost crumpled his legs underneath him. Islanders get it into the Bruins zone. McAvoy able to upend Heineman. And Husnudinov will bring it out through the neutral ice. In the middle here for Elias Lindholm. Gets batted around a couple of times.
He's trying to get that puck back to Pastrnak.
Yoki Haru throws one long here for Pastrnak just inside the Islanders zone. Lights off a check by McLean, but then gets his stick in on Warren. Warren goes down. Penalty coming up, and now roughing breaks out. Officials trying to pull everyone apart here, but
had the face wash going on. That was D'Angelo on the face wash going on Pastrnak that time. Pastrnak definitely got the hook in.
That'll put the Islanders back on the power play here, less than 2.5 minutes into the third period. Not long after they had just completed that 4-minute power play that wrapped around from the second to the third. Pastrnak for hooking.
I don't think there's much doubt about that one. D'Angelo getting in Pasternak's face a little bit. They got in each other's face.
So the Islanders
start a long winding road for D'Angelo, huh?
It certainly has. Here's a shot from Duclair at the top of the right circle.
Looking for a tip that time.
D'Angelo from the left point walks it down the wall. Gives it back up top for Holmstrom. Duclair back to Holmstrom. Steps toward the high slot. Shot goes up and over, and Zadorov will send it around the boards, but held in by Duclair. Holmstrom center of the blue line. Gives back right side to Duclair. They play catch. Top of the left circle, D'Angelo. Hands off for Holmstrom, cutting down the circle. Centering pass for Heineman, and he fanned on it.
Boy, Heineman had a backdoor look early, and then that one right there in the slot set up well and just couldn't find it.
You're talking about that winding road, D'Angelo. He was in the KHL start of last season, signed with the Islanders in January and came back over. As Holmstrom gets knocked off into the far corner. Elias Lindholm and Pete both over there. Puck held by D'Angelo here at the point, and then gets the shot through, but the glove saved by Korpisalo. No rebound.
Yeah, he's a bit of a lightning rod, huh? I mean, he's had his time in the NHL. He could be a good player for you, but keeps the other stuff, packaged and just play hockey.
6 organizations in 10 years in the league.
Means somebody wants you.
Yep.
So 2 different ways to look at it.
Wasn't certain that was the case at the beginning of last season, but found his way back. Schaefer turns with it on the far circle. Hampus Lindholm blocked the pass off of Drouin. 50 seconds to go in the Pastrnak penalty. It's Palmieri coming behind the net. Barzal near circle. Palmieri whips one across, and they miss the net.
It's great puck movement. Just couldn't find it. That was
Drouin.
Drouin was there. Had himself a net to shoot at, but
Schaefer up top here. Drouin
kind of shanked it.
Far circle. 27 to go on the power play. Schaefer again, center blue line. Barzal, one-touch pass across, and Palmieri that time with the opportunity. Hampus Lindholm helped to disrupt that.
Yeah, I think he got a piece of it.
Zaka fights it out of the zone. 13 to go on the man advantage. Islanders reload. Barzal from the near circle back to Schaefer. Quick passing. Palmieri pivots in front of the net, gets a shot from in tight, and Korpisalo dives on the loose rebound.
Well, the Islanders have had some good puck movement. Latter stages of this power play. Only 3 seconds to go on it, but a couple of those backdoor passes. You know, the Islanders, Drouin had that was probably the best opportunity. He put it up and over top of the crossbar. I mean, that's really good puck movement there. And then Palmieri tries to spin down low onto his forehand. And Korpisalo, just like he did at the end of the second period, standing strong there with a couple good saves.
21 out of 23 tonight for Jonas Korpisalo.
That puck movement backdoor was there for them twice.
Off the face-off win. Puck wrapped to the far side for Corrali. Throws out into neutral ice. Pasternak coming out of the box to join the rush. Trying to play it back toward the near boards and taken away. Tossed back toward the Boston zone. Zadorov tried to play it behind the net. Pajot got a piece of it. Lee, far circle. Had to deal it back to the point. Taken away by Asimon. Up the left side. Here comes Zadorov with speed going to the net. He gets hooked and a penalty coming up.
It would be a penalty shot.
Does not look like it. As Anders Lee and Mikey Asimon exchange some words in that far corner after the whistle. But the Bruins will get a power play here with 15:09 to go, up one.
He's got those long, powerful strides, does Zadorov, and he got into some open ice right there as the Bruins were able to clear that puck. But he might try to make the pass to Asimon. He tried to take it strong to the net, and Pellick got the hook in on him. On his hands. Zadorov made sure it got seen, but
they call it a slash.
Either way.
So the Bruins 1 out of 2 on the power play tonight. Get another opportunity and a chance to try to extend this lead with 15:09 left. Was Elias Lindholm, who scored on that power play in the second period, his 4th of the season. All of them have come on the man advantage. As McAvoy sets up Pasternak, top of the right circle, is shot, and Sorokin closes the door.
Good face-off win, good battle to get control of that puck. And that time McAvoy gets the fake shot. Pasternak rolls all the way up above the top of the right wing circle, almost out near the blue line, so he has some space to step into that wrist shot.
Elias Lindholm 6 and 4 at the face-off dot tonight. Off the draw, wins another one. McAvoy from the right point walks it to the center of the blue line, all the way to the top of the far circle in the center. It was tipped up and over off of Lindholm.
I'm sure there's a conversation there. Maybe last power play, if you get the shot, you got to take it a couple times. And he's got the good traffic. He's looking for a high tip there from Lindholm.
McAvoy back in the Bruins zone off a clear. Zacha hands off to Geekie on the left side, sends it around Sorokin toward the near corner. Fired up the wall by Schaefer off of Pasternak and held in by Elias Lindholm. Zacha gives back to Pasternak. Now over to McAvoy on the far side. Geekie brings it off the wall. McAvoy center blue line to Geekie, top of the left circle. Minute 10 to go on the power play. Lindholm out of the corner to Geekie. McAvoy, right point, back to Geekie. One-timer, scores! Another power play goal, and Geekie, with his 8th goal of the season, 6th in the last 5 games, makes it 4-2.
Well, that's the threat that you have, right? It doesn't have to be Pasternak over there. He can have the freedom to go to some other areas on the ice because you've got the threat of Geekie with a shot in that left wing circle. They're both right shot. That time Pasternak had started up high, went down low, went through the top of the crease. He ended up in the left wing circle by the time this shot is taken. But Geekie wiring this. And these are the shots that he was misfiring on or even missing completely. The first kind of, especially that road trip that we had.
Yep.
Remember back to that Utah game. He gets all of this one, and it's a bomb.
So 8th goal of the season for Geekie, who came into the night just one off the league lead in goal scoring. Here's Cizikas from in tight. And a tuck one in the short side post against Korpisalo, thrown back toward the net by Warren. Will come behind here from Jokiharju on to Aspero. 13:45 to play here in the third period. 4-2 Bruins. Corrali puts a shoulder into Cizikas inside the Islanders zone, but D'Angelo will bring the puck out. Skates it towards center ice and chips it down into the left wing corner. Peak circles behind the net. Pass up the far side. Arvidsson, Minton with speed down the left side, took the shot. It's wide on the glove side. Peak throws it back in deep. Arvidsson out of the far corner. Middlestat, puck on his stick, gets ridden into the wall by Pellick. Minton comes over to try to play it, but knocked away and steered out of the zone. Taken in the neutral ice by Hampus Lindholm. Quick up they come. Arvidsson on the near side boards. Bats one out of the air, but can't get it through Pollock. Duclair and Barzal moving forward. Duclair trying to get it back to Barzal coming down the left circle, and then Hampus Lindholm gets tripped up going behind the net. Barzal arguing, but he's going to get a holding penalty, it appears, and with 12:44 to go, Bruins by 2, and they'll have a power play when we come back. 4-2, they lead the Islanders here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Puka, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins. You know, because they'll...
Be fine in the spacious third row seat.
But the twins...
Can sleep peacefully thanks to the rear manual sunshade.
And what about the...
Extra cargo space for strollers and dog beds?
I guess you're right.
Can we go to the hospital now? The contractions are getting closer.
The 3-row Lexus TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe. Click the banner to discover more. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
In the spirit of Halloween, Awake 180 is offering free consultations all month long. Learn how scary, easy losing weight can be for free. Awake180weightloss.com.
It's scary goalie season at Sports Etc. Arlington. Now through Halloween, get up to 30% off all goalie equipment from top brands. It all comes to a dead stop on October 31st. Sports Etc. Boston's best hockey shop, 1303 Mass Ave in Arlington.
Hey, it's Beetle from my dealership, 495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Lowell, where you'll save thousands on all new Ram light duty, heavy duty, and ProMaster vans. Or choose the lowest lease payments of the year on all Ram trucks. Visit 495ram.com.
Cancer has a mortal enemy, Dana-Farber. For nearly 80 years, Dana-Farber's advanced discoveries have helped people everywhere get their life back. Because nothing is as effective against cancer as breakthrough. After breakthrough, after breakthrough. If your world is touched by cancer, Dana-Farber is Boston's cancer specialist. Learn more at danafarber.org/specialist.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Fans shop the latest Bruins game used, team issued, and team stock memorabilia with Bruins Authentic straight from the locker room and the ice. Own a piece of Bruins history today by visiting BruinsAuthentics.com. 12:44 to play. Boston with a 4-2 lead and another power play coming up here as Matthew Barzal to the box for holding.
That's a tough one for Barzal. I'd like to get another look at it, but he was complaining about it, but long way from your net to be taking that penalty.
Another face-off win for Elias Lindholm. McAvoy and Pasternak traded out near the blue line. Now Zacha at the right circle. Deals to Geekie in the corner. Zacha again. Centering for Lindholm. Had to kick it to his stick. Turns and deals it back to the point man McAvoy. Now Zacha on the right circle again. Back to Pasternak. One-timer broke his stick. Puck sat down in front of the net. And Lindholm got it to Geekie for a chance from in tight.
Geekie. Well, the Islanders got to attack. Well, Pasternak's getting a new stick. They don't.
McAvoy. Zacha near circle. To feed Pasternak. It got through him. Wasn't expecting it. Pollock had it tip up into the air. Knocked out of the air by Pasternak. Backhands it. And a little bit of a late whistle, but the official realized that was touched with a high stick.
Or high stick, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pasternak's got a long way to go get that stick. It's 4-on-4. Islanders back off.
Still a minute 14 to go on the power play. 11:57 remaining here in the third period.
He had a good chance there. That play was a broken play off the broken stick by Pasternak. Lindholm kept it alive in the middle and got that puck to Geekie point blank. Sorokin with the right pad.
Puck will be sent all the way down here toward Korpisalo. Had to stick it up the far boards. It hit Pajot. Holmstrom, though, turns it back over, and the Bruins start up ice. McAvoy will skate it forward. Hands to Geekie, cutting in across the line. Offside.
Yeah, I was wondering if they'd make the change, and they will. We'll see if everybody comes off or if they leave Pasternak out there. No, they're going to make a wholesale change.
Boston 2 out of 3 on the power play tonight. Geekie here in the third period. Elias Lindholm back in the second. Islanders win the faceoff this time, and it'll be sent all the way down here by Mayfield. Korpisalo left it behind the net. Hampus Lindholm picks up from there. Headman's for Arvidsson. Toe drags it in across the line, but then Schaefer a takeaway, and back down it goes. 35 seconds to go in the man advantage. Right side, Jokiharju. Dumps it down the boards. Paddles off the glass. Shot back around toward the near side by Cizikas, and that's going to go all the way back down to Korpisalo. Hampus Lindholm steps out from behind the net. 13 to go in the power play. He skates it all the way to center ice. Try to chip it in. Knocked out of the air by Pulick. Lobs one back in toward Korpisalo. Will bounce off into the near corner. Lindholm wrestling Horvat in the near corner for it. Pelech now out near the blue line. Guts over to Duclair for a one-timer. And the pad stop by Korpisalo. That brings the power play to an end. Long pass ahead finds Asimon, who puts a head-hunting shot in on Sorokin. Pelech will steer it up the far side of Palmieri. They work it to the left side now for Duclair. Islanders get in on the attack. Duclair moving high slot. D'Angelo to Barzal. Wide angle shot turned away. Janot behind the net. Zadorov to Peak. He's got some room and will angle one up the far boards to Minton. Gets squeezed against the wall by Warren. Fought through it. Puck comes behind the net. Bruins on it. And Kusnedinov trying to get it back to Zadorov, but missed him. It'll angle all the way back to the Bruins zone. Half past the midway point of this third period. Still a 4-2 Boston lead. Race for possession inside the Islanders zone. Schaefer got it to Siplikov. Now Mayfield tracks it off the far boards and sends it ahead. It was deflected coming through neutral ice, so no icing. McAvoy in the near corner. Played it around Lee, but Schaefer steps into a shot. Scramble for it in front. Lee from in tight. Save made. 2 of them as Lee got his own rebound.
Korpisalo just held his position there.
Lee will play it around the far boards. Kept in by Mayfield. Over to Schaefer. Winds, fires, and Korpisalo just getting the right pad on that one. Corrali from behind the net to the far side. Mayfield pinching down into the corner against Kusnedinov. Islanders keep. Blocked in front of the net here by Aspero. He gets a stick on it from the near circle. Corrali gets the chance to clear, and he will. And the Bruins will hustle some changes on here with 8:55 to go. It'll be Drouin coming out through neutral ice here for New York. Cutting to his left. And into Peak, who stumbled down. Thrown toward the net. Trying to tip that one toward Korpisalo was Horvat. Ended up going wide. Off a clear. Islanders will get right back in. Horvat along the near side circle. Backhands back to Warren at the point. Over to the far side for D'Angelo. His shot. Kicked off in front. Near side Asimon. Couldn't get it cleared through Warren. Kastelik reaching for it in the slot. Ends up going into the far corner. We get a penalty coming in front of the net here.
Yeah, Hampus Lindholm knocks down, who was that, Drouin?
Drouin. So the Islanders will go to the power play when we come back. 8:13 to play here in regulation. It's the Bruins 4 and the Islanders 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline, 2026 Passport, or 2026 CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Artificial intelligence, AI, has made my life so much easier. So has IA. Yep, my independent agent. She's a wizard when it comes to delivering great coverage at a great price. She bundled our home and auto with safety insurance. And with Safety's app that monitors driving habits, we saved even more. AI is great. For insurance, so is real intelligence. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll help you manage life storms.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or 2026 HR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Bruins will be shorthanded here with 8:13 to go. Hampus Lindholm called for interference on Drouin in front of the Bruins net. Fifth opportunity on the power play tonight for New York. And they'll try and cut into a 2-goal Bruins lead. Palmieri out of the right corner. Backhands Drouin in front. And kicked away by Korpisalo.
They had some good chances on their last power play. That backdoor look.
Schaefer will start it up from the New York end. Skates it all the way through center ice. In across the line. Rims it around the boards. Horvat sends it back around to that far side. Schaefer waiting for it at the right point. Minute 20 to go on the power play. Schaefer walks it toward the high slot. And a shot blocked by Kastelik up and over the glass.
Yeah, a little surprised. They elect to go with Peak and Yoki Haru on the back end. In the second period, Aspero was one of the guys that was out there killing at the end of the period. It's a good block by Kastelik, by the way. He got down on one knee, broke his stick in half, but down on one knee, makes himself as big as possible there to get a piece of it. And they'll come back now with McAvoy and Zadorov. I mean, when you got Lindholm in the box, you got to make a decision on who that fourth guy is going to be killing.
Right. Zadorov will send it around off the win of the faceoff by Elias Lindholm all the way down to Sorokin. 1:10 to go here on the power play for New York. D'Angelo skates it out to his own blue line, turns and gives it back for Holmstrom. Pass up the left side, finds Heineman. They'll get set up here, or will they? No. Bounced away from D'Angelo, lost it out of the zone. They have to get back on side. 7 minutes even to play here in the third period. Bruins 4, Islanders 2. Holmstrom. Pass over to Lee in front of the Bruins bench. Around the glass, it comes toward the near side. Duclair with a hold in.
Good keeping by Duclair.
Here's D'Angelo on the blue line. Holmstrom's pass redirected off of Corrali's stick right to Jeannot, and he'll send it all the way down.
But I'd be tempted to just keep Schaefer on the ice for the whole 2 minutes if that was Patrick. Well, I know that.
Oh, here he's right back out there now. 17 to go on the power play. Barzal brings to the line, gives to Schaefer. Pass on to Horvat. Fires across Drouin from the far circle, and Korpisalo came out to meet him. Make the save there. Barzal wheels it on the near circle for Palmieri. Hampus Lindholm sprung from the box. Barzal to Palmieri, trying to get it in front. Poke checked away by Peak. Barzal toward the side of the net. Palmieri couldn't drag it back out in front. Around it goes to Schaefer at the far point. Steps away from Jeannot to the hash marks. Deals to Palmieri, brings in behind the net. Pulick to the high slot. Shot blocked in front. Another chance from that far circle by Schaefer, and Korpisalo squeezes that one.
Jeannot's hurting. He blocked the first one. He got down on one knee and took that. Not sure where he took it, but he's trying to shake it off right now.
5:47 to play, and the Bruins lead 4-2 here at TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. But try picking your fave from all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season helps score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
5:47 to go. Bruins 4, Islanders 2. Bruins trailed this game 2-0 after one. Couple of power play goals, couple of even strength goals to build themselves a 2-goal lead here down the stretch. And Jonas Korpisalo has been terrific tonight. 34 out of 36 he has stopped. As the Bruins have put 19 shots on goal against Sorokin down the other end. Puck is volleyed through neutral ice here. Got over the head of Pulick, but shot up into the Islander bench for a whistle.
Yeah, it's hockey season. The perfect time to get a high-efficiency peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Face off. Controlled here by the Islanders. Pass up the middle here from Pellick. Jokiharju made the play on Lee, but now on the near side boards. Jokiharju took a tumble. Pulick along the far side. Couldn't get it through. Husnudinov off his skate and back out to center ice. Pass on the far side. Jumped away from Pajot. Jonathan Aspero gives it over to Jokiharju near side. Pass into the neutral zone. Pasternak held up along the near boards. Lee will get it back deep. Aspero comes in behind the net. Pajot out of the far corner throws one toward the net. Korpisalo stick that toward the near circle. Jokiharju from the near corner. Pasternak starts out. He's got Husnudinov going up the left wing side. Dumps it into the far corner looking for the carom for him. And Warren was able to get there first.
Good read by Warren. Anticipating where that puck's going to go. He's got to get himself back there. Does.
Cizikas dumps one toward Korpisalo, who goes back into the trapezoid. Cizikas and Korpisalo made a little contact in pursuit of that puck. Tied up in the near corner, McAvoy and McLean.
Yeah, Cizikas did it the right way, though.
Yep. Mayfield moving out toward the blue line, trying to send it toward the slot. Picked off by Arvidsson, and he had Middlestat going long, but Mayfield got in the way of that. D'Angelo feeds Mayfield. Off of him into the far corner. Zadorov regains. Pass toward Middlestat, didn't connect. Now Horvat moving through the high slot. Threw one toward the Korpisalo's crease.
Nice look there. Get a 2-on-1 now.
McAvoy with a clear. Arvidsson got it to Middlestat. Left circle. Nice toe drag in front. And Arvidsson deflected it. It hit the outside of the net.
Yeah, nice flip there by McAvoy and gets him in open ice. And Arvidsson would like to have that one back. He's got points in each of his last 4 games, and that's a good setup by Middlestat.
Our circle in the Bruins zone. Hampus Lindholm shoots it up the wall. Minton couldn't deflect it out. Lindholm will try it toward the near side. It hits Arvidsson in the leg. Scramble for it. Islanders come with it with 3.5 to go. Net is empty at the New York end.
Nice
and a steal by Asimon at the blue line. He's got Minton moving ahead. Minton into the empty net. Scores to make it 5-2.
A good stick by Asimon, right? He's got Barzal isolated one-on-one up high out by the blue line. He hounds him. He stays with him. Doesn't reach. And is able to pick Barzal's pocket and then send that puck up to Minton with a good burst going down the left side.
It'll be Fraser Minton's second of the year. His other one was an overtime game winner. And
That's a solid play by Ace Monapai. I would like to see Arvidsson finish that one off. So Middlestad had the puck on the left wing. You got a sliding defenseman. He pulled the puck around him and then slid it over to the right side to Arvidsson. And Arvidsson had some room there. He just couldn't finish it.
3:18 to go here in the third. We get a whistle, and the Bruins are going to get called for an icing here. Leading by 3. Faceoff will come back in the defensive end. Boston.
You gave credit for Korpisalo making 34 saves. You're going to have to amend that.
Oh, they took some. Took some shots off the board. It's currently showing 34 on goal now for the Islanders. Here is
Never count on that until it's over.
Yeah. Eyssimont gets one towards Sorokin, who fumbled it, but is able to gather it back in with some help from Siplikov. The shots currently showing 34-21 in favor of the Islanders. Korpisalo has stood tall after surrendering 2 in the first 5 minutes tonight. He has been terrific. And these two teams will meet again a week from tonight. They'll be on Long Island. And they'll see each other again on Thanksgiving Eve. All 3 of their meetings coming before Thanksgiving. Off the face-off, Holmstrom able to drag it from the circle and carry up to the red line. Dumps it around the glass in the Bruins zone. Anders Leo on the near boards gets to it first, but as he tried to get it back to Warren, and will play back loose along the near boards, and Elias Lindholm just steers it out. 2:45 left. Warren to D'Angelo. Pass up the middle for Holmstrom. Gets in across the line. Lee swatted at by Aspero. It'll come around the near side. D'Angelo, long shot, blocked in front off of Aspero's leg as he and Lee were tangled in front of the crease. Pajot back in the neutral ice. Dump in by Warren. All the way around to the far side. Janot drops it back. Near corner Geekie giving to McAvoy. Out of the zone it goes. Pellick directed it back toward Barzal, who turns it to the far side. Bullock will bring it to the Boston line, and Duclair was a little too quick across the line offside with 2:01 left.
Every team in the NHL playing here tonight, Ryan, and the team that the Bruins will face next is the Buffalo Sabres. That'll be on Thursday. Columbus beating the Sabres here tonight in overtime 4-3, but Buffalo's kind of been a lot better than the team that the Bruins saw at the beginning of the year, right at the very beginning of the year. They're around the 500 mark right now.
The Bruins beat them as part of their 3-game winning streak to start the season. Here on home ice, Zadorov throwing one toward the net, ricocheted off of Geekie and off the backboards. Geekie tracks it there. Minute 40 to play. Bruins up 3. Off the near boards for McAvoy. Duclair got in the way. Pellick will lob it through center. And Zadorov skates back into his own zone. Bruins are going to get their second win since that 3-game season opening winning streak. They'll rattle around toward the far side. Of course, they got one on Saturday here against Colorado. Campus Lindholm goes back to play the puck, stumbled in behind the net and lost possession. Peak gets a piece of a centering pass. It's brought by Warren down the left circle and around behind the net. Chase toward that far side. Got it back to Mayfield, who gets a drive in on Korpisalo, made the save. Zizekas throws it back toward the net. McLean trying to redirect it on. Instead, Middlestad into the far corner. 38 seconds to go. And the outlet comes to Arvidsson. Arvidsson gets to the red line, turns back, now finds Corrali moving forward. Corrali goes to stop, and he stumbles down. Ice getting a little choppy here in the late stages.
We saw Soroka do it earlier on clean ice.
Warren almost went down as he tried to turn in the near corner. 15 seconds to go. Around to Aspero, far side. What's remaining of the crowd here at TD Garden rises to their feet as the final 10 seconds tick down. Corrali throws one in front, knocked away from Kastelik, but that will do it. Bruins fell behind 2-0 early, rally back for 5 unanswered goals, and win it 5-2 over the Islanders here tonight. We'll be back to TD Garden for a recap next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline, 2026 Passport, or 2026 CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
So I'm running late for a hugely important meeting. Of course, traffic is bad. And then I got rear-ended. The timing was inconvenient. But I have to say, safety insurance made the claims process unbelievably convenient. I simply uploaded pics of my car. The claims adjuster sent me back an estimate. I even got the money to cover the repair digitally. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms conveniently.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember,
On with the pros, performing in tough northeast conditions like harsh winters and salt-filled coastal air. It outlasts cheaper trim alternatives that may fail when it counts. And AZEK is right here, supporting the contractors who build with them and the New England lumber yards who serve them. Visit AZEKexteriors.com. AZEK, made in America, built to last.
ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR
Accord or HRV. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR solution. Barracuda's XDR solution is relentless, fast, and always keeping threats in check. Contact IntraSystems today to protect your business with the champions of cybersecurity. Remember, a good defense wins championships and keeps your data safe. Access security trust. IntraSystems.com. 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit GoBLUSky.com and your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than Timber.
Scrape some points to that, and that's what we did. Great game.
You know, Corby, you guys, certainly there was more energy. You broke the puck out of the zone more effectively. You could tell that there was energy right from the drop of the puck. Despite all that, you found yourself down 2-0 early in this game. I mean, is there any attitude change there, or, you know, you guys just have to kind of stick with it?
Well, yeah, exactly like you said. We just stuck with it. And that's what you have to do, you know. Obviously, you don't want to be down 2 goals in the first period. But everyone knew that we played pretty good in the first one. And second one, we just took over, and a great day and good building block for the future going on.
Appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Jonas Korpisalo, winning goaltender tonight, and I like what he said. You hope this is a building block going forward.
Well, they hope that after Colorado, so now it's a matter of doing it, right? And after the win against Colorado, and then you had a huge setback last night against the Ottawa Senators. So tonight is a good game, and I thought it was really important. The energy's there in the right at the drop of the puck. It had to be way better than it was going to be yesterday. I mean, you had to expect that. If it doesn't get better than it was yesterday, then you got some major problems. But the energy was there. I mean, they broke the puck out. Their skating legs were there. And, despite all that, like we said, early on in the game, they find themselves down 2-0. I mean, the first goal, you had two defensemen leading the rush. You missed the net on a shot. And now you got David Pasternak's your only guy back it ended up being a 4-on-2. But, and first shot of the game is going to beat Korpisalo. It's a good shot by a good goal scorer in Horvat. And the second one was with the goaltend touch pass to the bumper shot. I mean, that's the puck movement you want to see. And with Pastrnak having the ability to move all over on that power play, because you have a weapon in Geekie who can fire the one-timer as well, now it's going to give you a different look. Sometimes it's a matter of getting into the zone, having that entry, and getting themselves set up the way that they want to. Sometimes when they get their backdoor passes during their power play, the Islanders did, that they misfired on. I know Drouin shot one open over the top of the crossbar where we had some room over there, but Korpisalo was there when they needed him, and